about it.
No. I think realistically, we were all super positive. No, that was
Okay.
a good one for us.
Okay.
I think Tarkir Dragonstorm. Hey, what up, guys? Great to have you. Love you.
Sorry.
We're having a good conversation. It was just a travesty
Sorry.
not to have you guys in on it. I think that we were all super positive on Tarkir Dragonstorm. It was a
Okay, and then
banger
the next set,
you know.
and okay, next set was
Edge, was it Edge?
no final.
Oh, Final Fantasy. Well, you were quite excited for it.
So negative or positive?
Oh, super positive. I think we were all pretty dang positive. What up, Matt?
Edge
I
of
know,
Eternity,
I know
negative,
Matt was
positive?
super positive for Final Fantasy, especially, retrospectively on the sheets. Very positive.
So, but then was Edge, and I think you guys were more positive than I was, but I was more
I
ambivalent.
had a blast with it. Honestly,
Yeah, Edge was great.
to the moon. And
Okay, but would you
I
say
think,
was I
one of the
negative
big-
about it or ambivalent?
I would say at best neutral. Yeah, it definitely wasn't hitting on all cylinders for you like it was for me.
Sure. Fair enough.
But I don't think you were particularly negative about it.
The only part I was negative for was for our format of Commander Raid box opening because it had so few options for us.
Yeah, I got to say I super lucked out on having the 5-color station commander.
Right. And I did okay with
Sliver
that.
Overlord. Like that was just a banger's box. Of course I was happy.
I did not have a banger box, but that wasn't even why. I at least got the one commander that I was willing to play with. And then comes Spider-Man. Now, that leads us to where we're opening the show here today. Sorry, we're a little bit behind. So this is really kind of where we wanted to open up. And I just want to point out that this is the hot news of the week, folks. So we report on the hot news of the week. For those of you that don't know or haven't been following Magic this week, or even if you're not into Magic, I don't think it's ever a great look for the company to blame the content creators for a failure of their set. If the set was good enough, it wouldn't matter what content creators would say. But it was so bad that WotC sent out a survey this last week asking people what, and not only did content creators affect your view of the Spider-Man set in a negative way, but which specific content creators, call them out by name, negatively influenced your reception of Spider-Man prior to release? That is a horrible look, WotC. That is a very bad idea to blame your champions of your product for its failure.
Well, and who else are they going to blame it on? I mean, they can't blame it on Spider-Man. They can't say, hey, this is definitely because people are just tired of Marvel. No, they certainly cannot say that. They can't blame themselves, right? Just to, ward off future issues with crossovers. They can't say, we screwed this up. We made something that doesn't entice players. It's got to be that middle ground. They don't want to say it was local gaming stores because they get money from those folks. But it's the streamers, the people that they don't really interact with. That's got to be the bad guys, right?
And I watched, I don't know how much you guys watch Joey Moss, Bad Boy Gaming. He actually had a pretty good show this week. Did you guys catch it about using AI to determine what's going on here?
Well, it's funny you mention AI and Magic the Gathering. I was just watching a very solid case for the majority of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards being AI generated. And as someone who messes around with it more than daily, right, multiple times per day, yeah, I would say, honestly, I do believe a lot of the new set coming up for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is AI generated.
So you guys are
AI assisted.
You guys are younger and more better than I am with AI. Perhaps maybe for the member stream, would either of you be willing to pilot AI with some questions about this topic and maybe the Ninja Turtles, maybe Avatar, and see what its take is on? I don't know if you guys have been following, but I don't know if it's the negative reception of Spider-Man that has caused a downturn in the general overall market for Magic. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but like the other collector boxes are precipitously dropping, other products are dropping. I don't know if it's to blame Spider-Man and its negative reception. I'm sure that has a part of it. If you're not aware, the stock market has been, don't look at it, it's not good over the past week and a half here. So again, I don't know what the reason is that prices are falling for sealed singles. There's sort of a downturn, whether I'm being negative about it or not. That's just what it is. The numbers are numbers, right? And they are turning down. So that'll be good for the game piece armies that they can get things cheaper, but not a great feeling when you open, let's say like today, I opened a Spider-Man gift bundle. I'd like to talk about that a little later.
Yeah.
And I actually have...
Share your pain with me, Bob.
Actually, we'll save this for a little later, and maybe even enticing enough if people really want to know in the audience. You'll have to wait to see what my take on it is. It might surprise you. I think there will be some surprises in that. But I did open a gift bundle. Actually, technically, I didn't open it. Miss Sherry Vegas, love you, opened it for me, and I'll share that experience either with our audience here if we have time, or in our members only stream. And I think it would be surprising for you to hear coming from me. However, this is the hot news. This is the big news. All the content, and I mean, basically, they're calling out the professor, top dog, for being the one to blame why Spider-Man tanked, and then that Ben, the guy that does that.
Ben Bateman, MTG.
Yes. Now, I'm kind of surprised that somebody who's I consider traditionally pretty negative on a lot of Magic products, and that's Pleasant Kenobi, was not on the list for the top 5 at least.
Well, he's had a mental breakdown lately, so he's not making a whole lot of content.
Is he really? I haven't.
Yeah.
I was unaware. Let's get into that.
He just released a video that he said there was a lot of shit in his life that went down, that it was bad timing, and he didn't really say exactly what it was, but just personal shit.
Yeah, I think he had mentioned that his father, who had been sick for quite a long time, had passed, and being the patriarch of the family, and I myself, you guys know behind the scenes, I deal with a lot of mental health issues. So, really, honest, heartfelt. I feel bad for you, Vince. It's never a good time.
Good evening, Coach. I do want to thank you, Coach, for speaking up on my behalf. So thank you on that. We've covered some of that. I don't know how much you've been catching, but just a trigger warning. The hot news this week is a negative towards the WotC product, and it's not us. It's the big news of the week.
Where does WotC specifically call out the professor and anybody else?
He doesn't. Hey, I'm saying that Joey Moss survey did, but they want you to name who. And since he is the most watched, and he was definitively not positive about Spider-Man, I think that's why Joey Moss pointed out he was number 1 on the list. That's what I kind of wanted to go through that. I didn't want to spoil it until we get into the AI digging, if you guys are willing to do that. By the way, Pat, you missed an excellent segment on the members only. Matt went through a lot of values and stuff last week using AI. And if our audience wasn't fascinated by it, I was at a minimum. It was a fascinating look at using AI to get an unbiased vantage point about the Magic the Gathering and the financial aspects of it from a collector, flipper, investor, maybe even people who are players should take some note. I think there was a lot of good juice in that last week. So, you're going through it right now. Which one of you is navigating this?
Yeah, because the one that you were sharing had ads on every single inch of screen. I used to it the one that I have. You gotta get uBlock Origin, man. These sites have so many predatory ads.
Okay, I mean, I'll consider that. Maybe I'll use whatever. Is it free? Is that free stuff to use? Okay, share that with me, and I'll be a better content creator. I promise.
Wizards
just sure
can't
people
get
don't
money
see
out
it.
of you, by having you buy products. So the only other way they can do it is by selling your data.
So go ahead, Matt. What do you got going on here? Is this one of the surveys?
This is the question. I don't know in the article. I don't remember if I've taken this survey or not.
I think they sent it out to specific people, and I don't know which ones. They
I
stopped
did
asking me.
I did take I took a survey. Well, I took the survey from your account because it was through your email. Well, the email for the channel.
Hey, what up, Robert
No,
Stable?
Robert's table.
I think this was more than a week ago. So
hit the buttons down below. Make sure if you want more, subscribe.
So, I'm sorry. You said that this is like the survey or a survey from a week ago?
I took a survey like more than a week ago. I don't know how long ago this survey was sent out. I don't remember these questions though, so this must be another survey. Maybe you can like this because this was the survey I took was about attendance at the pre-release for Spider-Man. So none of this sounds familiar to me. All right, so
okay, the very top block. Can you read that out?
Indicated that you have seen and engaged with content made by influencers, YouTubers, streamers, etc. about Magic the Gathering, Spider-Man. Please specify the names of those YouTubers, YouTubers, streamers, etc. If you don't remember, please enter none. That is a very strange question.
Oh, put our name in there.
Well, this isn't the actual survey. This is just an image of it.
Damn. Okay, I was like, oh yeah. Pat ourselves on the back. We've been wicked positive. You should send us product to open, and we'll definitely shill.
Man, we've had one submit entry for this gaming channel called Cardboard Odysseys. Who the fuck are they?
Everybody's really hyping on them.
Let's blame those guys.
Yeah, this is a very
I'll be
strange
honest,
question to have a specific call out.
I don't honestly feel as though most YouTubers were super negative about Spider-Man. They were just transparent about how they weren't excited.
I don't think I saw a single content creator that was excited about Spider-Man.
No, but I didn't see anybody that was like, "This is the stupidest thing. This is a terrible idea. They've messed this up super bad." I don't think I heard anybody saying that.
Who's shilling it? That's how bad it is.
How come they didn't ask this same question for Final Fantasy?
Well, because it didn't do bad.
Number one selling set of all time. I don't think they had any issues.
But so they want to take the credit. It has nothing to do with content creators when it's amazing.
Of course not. When it's a bad thing, it's someone else's fault. When they've done well, they have done well. Bob, I don't know what you're missing here.
Like, what am I missing, Pat? Tell me what I'm missing here.
Corporate, this is just clear oligarchy shit. Like this is regular action.
I feel like this survey is not that bad. You guys are making it out. Well, at least Bob's making it out to be like this is like, what the fuck are they doing? What they're trying to do is they're trying to gauge how much of a failure was Spider-Man. Was it a failure because it's bad, or was it a failure because a few select people that were large that are in the spotlight, we'll say, didn't like it? Because what we see a lot of times in a lot of games, the minorities sometimes speak louder than the majority, and that's the problem. And they want to know, is that true for Spider-Man, or did we miss? And that's basically what this survey says.
How come they didn't do the same thing on successful sets?
Why would they? They know they did well because it's
the same point.
Everybody. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
They don't need to know if it was good. They know it was good.
No, look, because they said it. They didn't ask if it was negatively influencing it. That comes later. They just said, did they influence it? Was it negative or positive?
No, I think Bob makes a solid point. Is having information of why something was good is probably as helpful as getting information as to why something was bad. This seems like pretty standard damage control. And all along, I blame this on Mark Rosewater, right? This is all Morrow's fault. If he kept his damn mouth shut and didn't say this wasn't supposed to be a full set, people just blindly would have been as happy as ever. Right?
Probably.
If nobody knew that this was Aftermath.
I was unhappy before I knew it was Aftermath. I was unhappy from the second I saw spoilers starting. And I told you that they generally lead with their best foot forward, meaning here's the hype for the set. And as soon as they did it, I was like,
you were right. Yeah.
This is not great. We're in trouble.
I don't know. I'd have to see when one of my favorite cards was spoiled, but Whenever the Spider-Man that was spoiled that has web slinging, that like gives all of your legendary spells web slinging, that's my most excited one from or most excited card from the set.
Really?
Worth the whole set.
Not the Soul Stone?
Nope. It's still a good card, but no.
So at any rate, I'm just saying from my
it's
perspective,
22
and you're allowed to have your perspective, Matt. I'm just saying from my perspective, right from the get-go, and the first thing I remember being spoiled, to be quite frank, was the scene box, and I'm pretty sure that was like last year, maybe.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. The scene box with the 6 cards, which were all incredibly lackluster, and if it were not for them, all 6 fitting together in one scenic piece, I think I would have just been right off the rip a lot more disappointed than I ended up being.
It's kind of crazy that the Soulstone's still $70.
Yeah.
At the same time, if the interest of Spider-Man is super low, then that means that less things are being opened. So that means there's less of them. Because they want the singles, but they don't want to open the product.
Well, thank you, Benson. So at any rate, I think this is a bad look, especially when you're asking it about a set that did poorly. It would have been a much better look if they're trying to do this set by set by set, even when it's a smashing success, especially when it's a smashing success, and then it will at least appear less bad on WotC itself for trying. They didn't say, hey, were you uninterested because the cards were bad? Were you uninterested because of the price point? Were you uninterested because of whatever? They specifically called out content creators. They didn't give you a list to choose from of why are you uninterested in Spider-Man. They're specifically headhunting content creators.
It is a terrible way. Comment: were they expecting Final Fantasy numbers? I don't know, honestly, if they were expecting, but I can guarantee they were hoping for it. And I think that that's the biggest thing. Is looking back, Final Fantasy and Lord of the Rings might have been bad for Magic in the long run because of how well they were received. I'm
going to disagree with you, Pat. By WotC's own mouth, they said when we looked at the quarterly reports, they expected that the third quarter would be a downturn.
For last year, this coming up.
No, this one. They said this year that when they projected things, they knew the second quarter, which was a Final Fantasy release, was going to be their best quarter, and they knew even prior to releasing Spider-Man at all or spoiling the cards, that the tail end of the year was going to be a downturn, but the very end they expected it to be a little bit up. I think they expected Spider-Man to be bad.
I mean, hey, shout out for some self-awareness. I was just giggling at Benson's comment. Did you see the people who took the survey and got the "you are not our target audience" error message?
Oh, I heard about that too.
Oh my God.
So what they're doing, if you've ever taken a statistics class, is they're already building in bias to their survey intentionally, so they can say that, oh, look here, and whether they say it in public or whether they say it to the, people behind closed doors, it's a bad look.
Speaking of bad looks, I just cannot fathom this whole Dwight Schrute from The Office thing.
I actually like it.
I never really cared for The Office. It never hit me. The American version just wasn't my shtick, right? And seeing all these Dwight Schrute cards, it's just it annoys me.
It was massively successful. I mean, whether you like it or not, I hate to tell you, The Office is
that's
massive
the thing about Magic.
Success.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if I like it if it does well, and I think that that's generally the outlook from WotC, like how players should think of it. Right?
He literally says right here, my job isn't avoiding making any players unhappy. My job is to try and make as many players happy as possible, but there's no way to do that without making some players unhappy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I understand what this is. Just to catch people. I saw this random, like a related article where WotC states, Mark Rosewater specifically, that less than 10% of players strongly dislike. They did another survey where it was a 1 strongly dislike and 5 you love it for Universes Beyond. and he's saying that less than 10% strongly dislike it. That would be a 1. So he was saying that basically 2, 3, and 4 were like equally weighted at around 20%, which would then indicate that 1 was then higher than 5, or 5 was higher than 1. But he doesn't actually go. I was really annoyed that he would release the data that says that less than 10% of the audience rates it a 1, but he doesn't just release the fucking data. Like, I don't understand.
Right,
like what are you worried about?
What? Get out of here.
WotC doesn't do that. Like they release specific data.
Yeah, like they're trying to what is it called? They're leading their story or whatever. Like they're our data says roughly 9% of the audience strongly dislikes. What about a 2 and 3? Because a 2 still dislikes it. So if a 2 is 35%, that means that almost half of your audience hates it. But you didn't go. He said, assuming 2, 3s, and 4s are equally distributed. Why would you assume it? You have the data.
Yeah, you know.
Not there.
Are you're making us assume this?
Yeah. Like this is quotes from specifically Mark Rosewater.
And what I'm going to point out is this is what you call soft language, meaning he can say, "Oh, I didn't say that it was equally weighted. I said assuming it was equally weighted. I didn't know."
It says the goal is to give honest behind the scenes information of how we do it. Well, then what's the rest of the data? I want to see the whole. Give me the survey. Does he actually talk about the survey at all? No. Okay.
They're not going to do that. The only thing that he definitively stated was that the 9% strongly disliked it. That means that 91% did not strongly dislike it. That's all you know. And he didn't say that they were equally weighted.
Why would it be equally distributed? It's so weird. Why would we assume that it's equally distributed? That's not how data works.
Right, but let's assume, using his perspective, that we'll say that 2, 3, and 4 were not equally distributed, and he didn't even mention 5. We'll say that 5 accounted for 90% of, so 1% was spread across 2, 3, and 4. We don't know, and that would make it smashing success. I personally like it's an odd, kitschy little weird. It's no less weird than Furbies, but or SpongeBob, to be quite frank, in Magic the Gathering terms.
No, I get why they did it. It makes sense.
But there is a huge Dwight Schrute following. I mean, there's a whole subculture out there that follows Dwight Schrute. So to put it in a
I got this buddy. Anytime I go over to his place, if it's not straight Disney Channel stuff, because he's got a house full of kids, it's Bluey or Cars or Toy Story. If it is not one of those things, it is absolutely just going to be The Office on endless repeat.
So I mean, there's a massive following out there for it. Certainly nowhere on the scale of Final Fantasy or Spider-Man or Star Trek, but I think it's appropriate to have a very small secret layer. That's fine if they got permission from whoever the creator of The Office is, and maybe what's his name?
They got the sign-off from Paramount. That's all that matters.
Okay, so I take no exception with it, though. I mean, it kind of leads into a question I've been mulling over this week. We keep talking so much about Universes Beyond because they have switched so heavily, slanted their product towards Universe Beyond products.
Oh, yeah. They straight lied to us when they said 2026 is going to be 50% Universes Beyond. No, it's not. It's 4/7. Like, I'm just better at math, apparently, than these guys.
They also said that it would never come to standard.
Yeah.
So
that's too wide.
But as long as we're not counting secret layers, right, which are just pretty much always Universes Beyond cards at this point.
Forcing it in standard is what they're saying. They're basically stating when Universes Beyond was first coming around that, and they're allowed to change their, they're allowed to change their.
Yeah, sure, walk it back. But
still, they specifically stated that Universes Beyond would never be in standard because they don't want to force players to interact with Universes Beyond. It's like a secondary thing. But now it's done so well. They're like, well, wait a minute.
That's why they, are crushing it with Through the Omen Paths, because it's not a Universes Beyond set. So Arena really keeping it true. Freaking A.
So who's Blake Rasmussen? Rasmussen?
Blake Rasmussen.
Yeah, who's this guy? Is he anybody we care about? He seems
words.
Important.
It's the guy that says words.
Blake.
It's the kind of buff dude that hosts all of their MTG preview panels. He's famous
He's
for
the
saying,
communications guy at Wizard of the Coast. Okay, so this makes sense. He would be the one that would address the
"Oh
community.
yeah,
feedback.
he's the one everybody shits on."
Yeah, we had Bex for at Grinding Gear Games. She was the community manager, and when anything went bad, it was her fault. When anything went good, it was her fault.
Yep.
So and then she left, and nothing changed, and we got a new guy, and now it's his fault. And then people always said we want Bex back. Anyways,
and, shout out to our commenters. We got a lot of great folks out here tonight. Thank you, Benson, Coach. Robert's Table, great to have you here. Sherry Vegas, wonderful to have you in the comment section tonight. Just a big shout out. Coach is asking, do you guys think that Magic players are overtly sensitive or even hyperbolic with Universes Beyond?
Absolutely. But I'm biased because, like, the people that explain their viewpoint to me, specifically, I have a friend that he tried to liken it to watching a show and then like having somebody from another show enter your show and they're like not supposed to be there and it feels so off and they hate it. They don't like Universes Beyond in Magic at all. They actually have almost wanted to quit. Actually, they want to quit Magic. I think we're the only ones that our friend group, we're the only ones that are actually keeping him playing. He wants to quit Magic because specifically of Universes Beyond. He doesn't like Star Trek in his universe. He ruins his I don't know his jam
interaction with it. And what about you, Bob? Do you think that Magic players are overly sensitive or hyperbolic when it comes to Universes Beyond products?
First up, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Making all that racket. Sorry about all that.
Luckily, I can see it too, you handsome devil. Stop it.
Oh, thank you.
We didn't hear any of the racket, but we heard you talk, which is good.
So, wow, I kind of want to rewind that just a step. I'd like to at least start phrasing the question I was curious about all week, thinking about all this stuff with the Universes Beyond. So they pull new people in. Let's say that the whole purpose of going to Universes Beyond, whether it was Lord of the Rings or Fallout, the whole intent, and I believe they've even stated it, I'd have to go back and look to be sure, that they did this to bring exposure to Magic to people who wouldn't traditionally otherwise be exposed to Magic.
Right. Get some other suckers' money.
Okay. So the question I have, and it plays into, do I think that Magic players, are they being hyperbolic or not, is an important question, because there's a lot of questions I can't answer. And to give you a quick answer, Coach, no, I don't think they're overly hyperbolic with their position, their take on the game of whether or not they like Universes Beyond in it or not. Me personally, I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with it. Some of it I actually like, and none of it offends me. Not like the faithless looting art that was in Strixhaven, but at any rate, people are entitled to their opinions. They're allowed to like or dislike aspects of what WotC's doing to the game. To that degree, I am fairly certain there are a number, I can't tell you what that is, of players who have said, nope, this is no longer for me. I don't recognize the game. I don't like the direction that it's going. I don't want to see SpongeBob and Spider-Man and Furbies and Star Trek and insert X here across the table from me. It's unrecognizable. Right, yeah. It doesn't feel like my game that I've been playing for 30 years. I can understand that perspective, and I respect it. I'm not one of those people. I'm also great with proxies. I don't care what you put on your proxy art. It could be, what was the Cyanide and Happiness guys that made Joking Hazard, if that's what the Magic cards look like. And if you've never seen it, it's like stick art. Mm-hmm. At any rate, what I find a more interesting question is, what is going to be the long-term impact of doing Universes Beyond? Because it's eventually it's going to piss somebody off. Maybe somebody hates Furbies to an extent, because
that's actually I've been following this channel, and they had a really good discussion. To your point about this, is everybody has a line that if you cross this line, Wizards of the Coast, I cannot participate with you anymore. And a lot of folks, I think we've already heard a lot of offboarding where their line was, you put Gandalf in here, that's not that's a whole other thing. That's my line. You've crossed it. Some people, they said, well, that's still Sword and Board. You put SpongeBob in it. That's a cartoon from a Nickelodeon. That's my line. For some people, for me, honestly, the line is how much it freaking costs.
I'll agree with you.
$140.99. That's my line.
There is one more aspect I do want to address with this whole thing so that we can all mull over this entire picture that I've been thinking about this week. And that is, okay, I'm actually okay with the Universe Beyond. I'm okay with bringing in fresh blood and new money and all that stuff to the game. I think it's healthy. The more money that's in there, I think the more WotC will create and make better and cooler and different products and things for us. Like, I do love the fact that they're coming up with a PvE or readdressing PvE because they've done some in the past. And I'm excited to see them starting to address that. However, they've only printed one of each of the Universe Beyond sets. Some of that I don't hear them ever planning to return to. So all those people that came in because of insert Universe Beyond here, Lord of the Rings, Doctor Who,
right? If
whatever
the Fallout
IP
is
they
what
pick,
you got, what got you here, or the 40K. Here's your.
How long are they going to stick around if there's no more Lord of the Rings or Fallout or Warhammer 40K? Because they've lost the licensing and they're just not going to do more of that entice people to come in and look.
How much money? They're on to the next one.
How much of the spaghetti is going to stick on the wall is what I'm saying. And when will they run out of high caliber IPs to draw new people in? You never run out of IPs, but there are only a limited number of top 100 IPs in the world.
Yeah, but what percentage of people are you expecting to come into the game from a Universe Beyond product that only plays with cards from that set? Are you thinking that there's like a large portion of people that would do that?
It's part of my wonder. Along with that is
I don't know
how many stick around. Like realistically, if I wasn't already an entrenched Magic player, if I was not already in love with what Bethesda had created with Fallout, would I have come in, just got those decks, been like, oh, this is an interesting system that they made. It's got some characters that are represented in a fun way on these cards. And then the next set comes out and it's Doctor Who, which I actively hate. I think it's the stupidest thing in the world. Okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. So, and I think for a lot of folks, that might be some slight interaction with the game, and then they're out. And something I wanted to field to you guys, hey, Bob, go ahead and put your point out, because I've got an interesting question.
I just want to point this out to Matt. I was watching what's his name, Kitchen Table Magic. Is that Louis?
Yep, yeah, Louis.
He had done a video on a purchase that he made from somebody else who was cashing out, and it was all Lord of the Rings. He bought their entire collection, and he had gotten I don't remember what the number was, but it was a number of collector boxes, say like 5 or 6 of them, and a few bundles, but everything was Lord of the Rings, and they straight up sold their opened cards, their sealed cards. They just cashed out, and I think basically what happens there is that, and to answer your question, Matt, is we'll never know. There's no way to know. I don't know that WotC even knows, and I don't know that they care. What I'm wondering is, how long can this train continue on the tracks?
The Lord of the Rings is a bad example, because everything from that went up dramatically. So
and still other people left after they realized there's no more sets.
I don't know if that was the reason why this person sold. I have no idea. I'm speculating that they're collector boxes. How much? I need to sell that, all of it.
No, they sold their entire collection. Not just the collector boxes. They sold everything. The cards that they had opened, they were all in bundle boxes. You can go back and dig through Louis' videos and find it at some point if you care to. But it was interesting to me. Wow, people less. And I remember thinking it had to be last year sometime. And wow, only 1 year is about how long this person stuck around after spending thousands of dollars on Magic just for Lord of the Rings, and then they lost money and cashed out. So
it could well be. I mean, they could have also gotten in early price, decided not to open stuff, sold off those things. There's a lot of different angles that someone who's not played Magic or collected Magic for a very long time might just think differently about the cards, how they, I don't want to open these. Maybe they're a shelf candy guy, kind of like you are. I don't know if that's a thing in other people's worlds. Do Pokemon players, do they just put it up on their shelf? They look at it because it's pretty. Is that what, MetaZoo diehards from back in the day, is that their shtick? Shit if I know.
Well, I'm going to tell you, there are a number of people that do this, and you need them, which is what I was saying about Flesh and Blood. I think, was it last week, Matt? We were talking about Flesh and Blood. that they need to have collectors. And then part of the reason you need to have collectors is because distributors don't carry product for 10 or 15 or 20 years, right? So if you wanted to open a box of beta and you have the money, you finally made it in life and you have an 8-figure salary, you know, you're not going to be able to get it unless you have collectors and investors that sit and hold product. And yeah, I would say Pokemon is largely about people, you know, either the flippers that are grading and selling just to make money, others that are nostalgic that just want to have it sitting in binders or have boxes on their shelves, depending on it. All of it's going to be financial level to be able to. Only people with some finances are going to be able to sit on sealed. Like when we were super poor, we would never, none of the three of us, when we were, just think about the poorest point of our life, would we be sitting on thousands of dollars of boxes sitting on shelves? I know, Pat, you don't do it even to this day.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I lived in my car with another dude. I
Even
definitely
less
didn't
so.
keep sealed Magic the Gathering product.
Even less so when you have fewer means, right? You need that to pay your bills.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of it's from the perspective of people that only understand it from that view, or the players that don't really think much about the financial value. But what they don't understand is you need to have the investors to make the large purchases. Otherwise, they would make far less of the product. They would sell far less of the product. And quite frankly, the game would kind of go downhill is the best way I could put it. It would be smaller. It would shrink, less development, less R&D, less availability, less distribution. So what percentage of, Coach asks, what percentage of middle-aged players do you think got divorced over Final Fantasy MTG? 100%.
All of them.
They're all not married.
We need to ask Mark Rosewater to put out a survey and then give us just 1/5 of the answers on that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's when it's an addiction, right? When it negatively impacts your life.
Dude, let's be real. This whole hobby, and I was watching Jake last night on his stream, and he was going through. I love Jake, but man, him and his speculating on cards. It was
dear sweet God, yeah, right, yeah.
And yeah. You know, he was like, man, I'm just stupid. So if anybody asks how I'm doing, just tell them I'm stupid. Yeah. And, you know, he was upset at himself for all his speculating. And I said, and quite frankly, you know, in a moment of solidarity, I said, Jake, we're all stupid. We're paying way too much. Like, if you're watching this video, you probably play Magic or collect Magic or are involved somehow and bought some of it. We're all stupid. It is cardboard that's inked. It's got different inks on it, and it's cardboard, and we're paying ridiculous amounts for it.
Yeah.
So we're all stupid in that respect because it can go to zero, right? And that's stupid. Okay. Join the stupid club. If you play, you're stupid. Or if you collect or buy, I should say. Fine, accept it. Now, was he exceptionally stupid for specking? I think so.
I've done a little bit of specking, but he does it. He does it a lot. Yeah, it's not healthy.
Coach says you don't need investors with Magic the Gathering. It proved it 25 years. Ooh, since they became a subsidiary of Hasbro, they need investors. You need.
I'm actually going to argue.
You need collectors for Magic the Gathering. Hasbro needs investors for stock share to be able to buy printer paper and time and their distribution network. For the long-term health of the game, I really do think that you need that collectability aspect, as in antiques. Like, if you want to go back and buy a box of Fallen Empires, you can. It's legitimately not even that expensive. It's probably cheaper to buy than Darksteel. But even at that, if you want to relive a section of your childhood, for me, if I could open up a sealed box of 7th edition with like 3 of my, you know, boys from back in the Scouts, you know how freaking awesome that would be. And it's because there is some dude that has a shelf and that box is sitting on it. Unlike most other things, it's a very integral part of Magic the Gathering's history, is that it's still something that's accessible. And I mean, personally,
except for a box of Alpha, I challenge anybody to even find one to buy for.
Right.
God only knows what it would cost, but I don't even think they're out there.
Right.
Beta, there's probably a few locked-in safes.
Yeah.
and you're probably going to pay $250,000 plus for a beta box. But to your point, it at least, unlike most everything else out there, it's a rare bird. It is a unique game. It is the first of its kind. It's the progenitor. It's the king of the hill. And, you know, you need folks like the Rudies that have had the foresight. Yeah, now that I have money, yeah, that seems worthwhile to me to hold on to that so that I can turn around and share it with people later. And you kind of need that to make it it's the most talked about TCG. It's unique.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And
I mean,
if Pokemon didn't have it,
the fervent violence that is Pokemon, like it's
That's a
dangerous
different
to be a Pokemon collector.
they're a different breed and for
Yeah.
different reasons.
The question I wanted to ask you guys, and this is something I had heard another Magic channel have a discussion about, and I thought it was a really interesting point. So, Magic the Gathering, it used to be skeletons and zombies and wizards and goblins, and it was these pieces of cardboard that you'd get, you know, sealed boxes, and you could rip open the wrappers. Now, it legitimately, to me, seems more like a game system. And it is not about the things on the card as much as it is a way to engage with a game system. So, like, it being anime characters, Scooby frickin' Doo coming up pretty soon, right? Crossing my fingers. We got the turtles, right? It's not about goblins and wizards and merfolk and elves. It is just, this is how mana works. This is power. This is toughness. This is what Menace does. This is Scry. Graveyard is here. This is, I think that it is legitimately just a system for gameplay instead of an identity that it used to be. It's just gotten so muddied now. Does that ring to you guys in any way? What are your thoughts on that statement?
Actually, I think it's more about what's on the card now as far as the art.
Really?
If you really want an example of that, just look at the Soulstone. The base copy of it, like Matt said, is $70. But the Super Pooper art one is $50,000.
Yeah,
The SpongeBob Weird Counterspell is however much that one costs. I haven't been keeping track on that kind of stuff. Is certainly far more valuable than a counterspell out of Ice Age.
If you really want the Soulstone and Cosmic Flow right now, you can get one for $125,000 on TCG Player. One is
but
listed.
if you go to eBay, there's some cheaper. Like
I know
45.
it was a joke. Nobody buy that. It's
no.
Dude, we don't often give financial advice. Do not buy the one for $125,000 on TCG Player.
It's financial advice.
I'm giving that as financial advice. Don't do it.
There was a guy
do it.
that he claims that he bought a single pack of collector packs from Spider-Man. He pulled one. He hit a picture of it, but I mean, I don't know. I don't believe it.
I don't care.
Right.
It's just kind of funny. Can you imagine, like, just spending like $45 and just? I mean, it's kind of like it's really a lottery hit, to be honest.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's also like something I still have a distinctly difficult time wrapping my head around. Is that, like, it's gambling, right? Like opening a pack of Magic cards is just gambling, right?
And you know, to that point, that's like a whole episode, and we should dig into it with like regulatory concerns about gambling. And I agree with you, 100%.
Like
gambling.
Denmark probably doesn't sell Magic the Gathering cards because you can't get loot boxes, which is
You're
just
telling me
selling.
I can open this right now and get $125,000? Oh my god!
No.
Well,
Matt, what I'm saying is each pack might have one of those. There might be over $1 million. Statistically speaking, that is a non-zero chance, which is the dumbest shit to say out loud.
All right.
Like,
So can either one of you bring this question up in AI? Whoever has a good AI.
yeah,
Why?
I got GPT.
Why is the order of cards in Japanese made Magic the Gathering packs different from the other Magic the Gathering packs made in other countries?
You need AI to tell you that? Okay, you could ask the same question. Why do Japanese read backwards? Why do they read from the
No. That's not why. I believe
think it's
somebody
very
told me something.
similar.
And it's just I don't want to go with rumor milling, but I heard, and I don't even remember from whom, that the reason that they put the rare right up front has to do with gambling laws in Japan.
I have also heard that. That is nothing. The 4 things I get from ChatGPT is reading direction and language structure, Japanese bottom to top, left to right, depending on context, blah, blah, blah. Wizards localize this card so they can scan information easier linguistically. That sounds like a bunch of hogwash. Number 2, different production facilities. Collector numbers might appear in different places. Artists and foil stamps might do stuff. Hogwash. Number 3, localization of mechanics and text density. Japanese MTG text is fewer characters than English usually, leaves more space, makes no sense for the ordering of the cards. And lastly, special exceptions. A bunch of nonsense.
I think it's the first one that I said. Like it's just different cultures do things differently. That's just how
I have
do it.
heard the same thing that Bob was referencing, though, that due to specific Japanese gambling regulations, is that the most expensive or rare item has to be front facing. I'm not sure how true that is, but it is specifically something I have heard.
People that open packs of cards and intentionally open it backwards and take the rares out of the front and put them in the back, I want to punch them in the face.
Doing that like Pokemon trick?
Oh my god, I can't.
I absolutely love doing that. That's why you hate Jake so much.
That's honestly one of the reasons why I
talk
like
about
that.
wasting my fucking time more. Thank you for wasting my fucking time. I just want to see if you hit something cool or not. I don't care about all the comments on comments. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want you to waste my fucking time.
Yep.
Like,
and you're entitled to feel that way, but you know what? By that same token, I'm entitled to. I'm entitled to.
I feel like they're. I don't know. I hate it. I don't so much.
I don't poop on you for having your take on it.
That's my opinion. I hate it. It bugs the shit out of me.
Yeah, no kidding about man. To your point, I was watching somebody rip some Pokemon for some reason. Like I was just scrolling past. In 3 minutes, he went through a Pokemon booster box. No shit. That's how fast. Because the first 5 cards are always just trash.
Ooh, that's
just big fat thumb. Just rop, garbage. This one card, that's all it's worth. Next pack, one card, one.
That's pretty much every TCG.
Impressive.
Okay, so I love coaches.
The trash.
Coaches' comments are at the heart of what we're talking about here. I have not read that.
My first post about how they talked the chase cards years ago, and it would be preying on the obsessed players and people's mental disorders. What?
Well, read his next comment.
And they knew it was the wrong thing to do. Of course, they knew it was the wrong thing to do. Like, they're selling it to kids. They know how wrong this is, and they are happy to make $1 billion a year off of screwing up kids and how they interact with physical products, just so that they can make
it's not just the kids, though. I mean, if you watch, and I love the rip and ship folks out there. I really love Twiddler. He's a great channel member.
I just don't understand.
Same thing with Lance, who's been on our show before, probably one of the most successful ones.
Yeah.
We'll try to get there, Coach. But clearly, if you just sit in their channel, and I can only handle it for a short while on either one of those, and I watch the folks that are there week after week, and you'll see some of the comments, and I'm not going to call people out by name, but they'll say, "Hey, can I buy the cards this week and I'll pay you on Friday?"
Yeah,
That what was his name on Popeye? I'll gladly pay you for 2 hamburgers tomorrow if you give me a hamburger today.
Yeah.
Wimpy. Was that his name?
Yeah.
Wimpy. So, it gets to the heart of that, and that is a gambling addiction. It's a different form of gambling addiction, but certainly it is. And I've said that.
Somebody like outside a trading card store, sucking dick for a collector's pack. It's like,
I'll bet you that's happened in the world.
Yeah, right.
I hope
Matt's,
so.
Matt's thinking like, shit, I got collector box.
How many collector packs can I earn?
Oh wow!
I'm just imagining it's a bearded lady, Bob.
Yeah,
True,
I
true,
am.
true.
We're heading in a very dark direction here.
I have a question. Have you guys? If I said the word Vorthos, does that mean anything to you?
Sorry, say again.
What?
Vorthos. Does the word Vorthos mean anything? Vorthos. Vorthos. Does that mean anything to you guys?
No.
What's spike?
And
I'll give you context. This is in context to a player type for like a card game. I've heard of Timmy Tammy. I've heard of Johnny Jenny. Spike and Vorthos I have never heard of before, and I feel like ChatGPT is just making this shit up.
I've heard of Spike.
I've never seen Spike in relation to a player type in Magic.
Yeah,
or any card game. Spike.
Yeah, specifically, yeah.
Yes, I've heard of Spike.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What kind
Jake,
of
I think is Spike. I think it's the red players or spikes.
Yeah, it's pretty much aggro.
Well, this is their description of it is a high risk player, delayed reward, not tournament efficient but flashy.
Yeah,
I would be considered a spike. It says incredible resonance and art synergy. I've never heard of this before. Like I've never heard of those. Like I gotta Google it now. Just to
there's sparks. There's spikes. There's I can't remember what I am. I'm the battle cruiser one, whatever that guy is. But there's different types of Magic players. Spikes.
It's real.
Yeah.
No, Vorthos is real. Like it's on the wiki.
Okay, that tracks.
I don't know.
I don't know what 4 color combinations are in Magic the Gathering. Like,
so this is the player type. If I control F for Vorthos, it's what is this? Why is it not? There we go. So Mark Rosewater. This is Mark Rosewater's terminology for it.
Oh, great!
In Vorthos, there are 2 aesthetic profiles. The aesthetic profile is represented as how players can find beauty in the game. The label of Vorthos or Mel simply means you are high enough on the scale that you use the term to self-identify where you find beauty. It is possible to be both a Vorthos and a Mel, or neither. Also, being Vorthos and a Mel doesn't necessarily impact your psychographic, because each one of them can be applied along aesthetic scale. He decided to add female version of the type to convey that these aesthetic profiles apply to everyone. I've just never. So this is specifically from Magic, like internal. They put consumers into 2 aesthetic profiles.
But there's like I think they list like 5 different types of players. There's the spike, the
gamer, the artist, the writer, the oracle, the dreamer, the metagamer.
I tried to look up the Jasper Myfor, by the way.
Aesthetic profile. So Johnny Jenny, power gamer, adrenaline gamer, diversity gamer, social gamer, and power gamer.
The Johnny, I've heard Johnny's, I've heard spikes.
Yep. I've heard griefers. Combo players, offbeat designers, deck artists, Uber Johnny. I've never heard of Uber Johnny.
You're more of a Johnny. You love the combos.
Johnny Combo.
In doing the undoable, he proves that what conventional wisdom says can't be done can be done. To him, no cards are too bad to find a use. I definitely don't do that. So Spike is characterized by their competitive nature and their play primarily to prove how good they are. Yeah, I'm a Spike.
Okay. I'll agree with that.
Ooh, but there's 4 subcategories of Spike. This is crazy. I knew that there was like I didn't know there was like a whole like anarchy or a hierarchy of all of this is interesting. This is
I guess I'm more of a Johnny. I like looking at the different combos you can put together. I don't care whether I win or not. Timmy Tammy.
I'm a Timmy.
Timmy Tammy. Characterized by their tendency to use big creatures and cast big spells. I'm also I've definitely got a little bit of Timmy in me, but I think we all do.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not very good at Magic, but this has got big numbers on it, and it says I can do all my stuff for free. Omniscience, shit, yeah.
So like, I would definitely say that I'm like a Timmy power gamer Spike. I'm a Spike. I'm a Spimmy. I'm a Spimmy power gamer. Adrenaline gamers enjoy the variance of the game, playing cards and decks that don't have a predictable outcome. That's the Chaos Gamer. I don't know about the Adrenaline Gamer. So it was a Johnny, characterized by their tendency to build complex and creative decks. I think Nate's a little bit of a Johnny. He likes to build not necessarily he doesn't really do combo, but he does like very creative, complex decks that require a lot of turning wheels, and when they get going, they're a little crazy. So maybe he's not necessarily a Johnny, or maybe he's an offbeat designer, not necessarily a combo player. An Uber Johnny. Sorry to derail us. I just was like, I was using ChatGPT for something, and it brought up these terminologies I've never heard before.
Yeah, I don't know where I fall in that. Whatever the one is that only wants to have fun, that's me.
I don't think that exists in the Magic the Gathering metaverse here, Bob.
Look up Jesper, my
did,
first quote about chase cards, and read it now.
Yeah,
I tried to look it up. I couldn't find it. I did try to look that up, Coach. I couldn't find it. But I do want to cover one more thing quickly before we get to the members-only part of our show, which looks like I'm going to have to do my Spider-Man gift bundle opening reveal, or my take on it, in the members section for sure. Because this week something else did happen. If you remember, on the 13th, Matthew even told people to set a reminder. Did you buy any of the secret lair drop on the 13th that sold out almost immediately?
I was awake 30 minutes prior to it going live. I was laying in bed with my phone available, and like I had my notification up. And then I was like, I just don't give a fuck. And I went to sleep. I only stayed for another half hour. I don't know. So no,
clearly it sold out rapidly, and I'm just really beginning to acclimate myself to not suffering from FOMO. Like, I didn't get any. I was busy at work. I had more important life things to deal with, called work, where I make my living and keep the lights on.
Right. Yeah.
And unfortunately, I hate the fact that Wizards always does this during a weekday, during the middle of my weekday, during the middle of my work day. And it's very disruptive to try to get my hands.
It makes enough sense from their angle, because all the guys like you that work for their company are there. They're like, oh, we got all the Bobs on hand. Sure, let's open this shit up to the public.
I wrote my prediction. I wrote my prediction for your Spider-Man opening. I wrote it down on Notepad.
But you know, I went back and looked at it, and I did want some of that stuff. To Matt's point, there was a lot of extreme value in the one that had the demonic tutor in it, which I don't really care, because I got the free demonic tutor at Magic 30 from a dude who passed it to me from the pack that he opened. It took some bullshit rare and never looked at the uncommons. Thank you still to that dude. I couldn't believe it when he handed it to me. I'm like, dude, are you serious? He was like, what? I'm like, you just passed me a demonic tutor. He's like, what? That was in there? I'm like, yeah. And thank you. He was so, you can see the crestfallen look on that dude's face on passing, one of the most expensive cards in the set.
Yeah, but joke's on you. He picked a card that was powerful, and he won his game.
No, actually, I won. My first draft was Elish Norn, and I went with Orzhov, and I beat the crap out of everybody I played.
Well, the joke with that is Demonic Tutor is the best card of any deck, because it goes and gets the best card of any deck.
I mean, anyway. It's a great card, but yes, it was like, wow. At any rate, well, you just like the best card, you have to draw the Demonic Tutor. It just gives you twice as many chances of pulling the best card in your deck.
I would like to double the odds of pulling my best card in every deck. That sounds like
it's great. That's why it's an expensive card. That's why that secret lair drop was still expensive. But the I did want the album cover art, but all of it was sold out by the time I got to it. I don't even know how late I was. I want to say it was 2 hours after.
Yeah, I heard that like everything sold out within the first hour.
Yeah, like I was busy at work. I worked through lunch. Hey, guess what? I'm a working professional, and I can't always drop what I'm doing to go.
Yeah, the time
to get a Magic Gathering set.
Their time is so 1 p.m. Like, why 1 p.m. or what was it, noon? Something like that.
It's always noon. It's always 9 a.m. It's the start of their work day on the West freaking coast.
in the middle of people's working schedules on a weekday. Like, why would you do
on
that?
a Monday. It's almost always on a Monday.
Yeah, it's very dumb. It makes absolutely no sense.
Newsflash, did. Most of us with real jobs, we're pretty busy on Mondays. Mondays suck.
Yeah, and the rest of us are sleeping.
On the East Coast, most people are actually working.
I do not know how to switch it over to members only.
Oh, hey, let's say goodbye at least to folks before we do. So thank you, everybody who showed up here. Coach, Time Capsule, even folks that didn't comment, Miss Sherry Vegas. As always, we appreciate your time. It's the most valuable resource you own, seriously. And thank you for giving some of yours to us. If it's your first time watching us and you haven't liked and subscribed, or even your second or third, and you still haven't liked and subscribed, I kind of question why. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment on it. If you're watching it after the fact, please leave comments. Throw spears at us. I'm a big target. You can throw spears at me. I'll catch them. But we like the interaction, and thank you for your time for giving us a watch. Appreciate it. Hey, Robert's Table. Yes, absolutely. Appreciate you, my friend. And with that, I think we're going to try to switch this over, Matt. Like, we're going to do the whole switcheroonie. So those of you who are members, I don't think there's much of a difference. The only problem is, sorry for the members, that we're still going to be in this vertical format. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the only downside. I don't know if that's like a thing that we want to just like avoid and just say go back to the old like 2 streams if we want the horizontal. I guess we're definitely going to have to do that for any gameplay.
Yeah, right. We're not going to play any games in this vertical format. I'm going to tell you that.
Maybe we don't plan to play, and then we keep it this way. Otherwise, we make 2 streams if we have any gameplay.
Or even if we have like a guest, because 4 people in this Brady Bunch style is terrible. We might have to sometimes.
It does it 2x2, doesn't it?
Huh?
Doesn't it do 2x2 when you have 4 people?
It still won't matter. It'd be crowded.
It'd be very small.
Yeah.
So I did last week. I actually realized I was wrong. So all I did was I made it so members onlys could message. They could still watch, but they just couldn't message. That's what I did last week. Although actually, now that I think about it, that's not true because I tried to join from a different profile and it told me that I had to be a member.
It didn't cut off because I could hear it from my TV upstairs, which is a non-member.
But
last week, so it was still going on, even though Sherry Vega said, "Yep, it worked."
Yeah, no, I'll say we also had confirmation, but there is another place. I'm gonna do it now. So see y'all later, maybe.
Bye, maybe. And Pat's gonna dance positive.
See, now it says your members only live stream has been created. All the members' notifications turned on will be notified. So all I did was I clicked on edit in the YouTube thing, and then I went to scroll down on details, and then I just changed from visibility from public to members only. I don't know if that's exactly how they expect you to do it. I'd have to read the YouTube thing again.
I don't know.
But
it is members only. Yeah, cool.
But yeah, I mean, I verified it last week, and it also said it was members only. But so one thing that I thought was pretty cool, I want to share on. Well, actually, Bob? Do you want to do your Spider-Man thing first before I?
Well, you actually intrigued me, and I would prefer to have, if we have any members in the audience right now that want to take a guess, and Pat, if you want to take a guess, because I haven't spoiled it with you either. What you think my response and review is going to be for opening the Spider-Man gift bundle. Let's see how close you guys get. So if you want to write it down, Patrick, you can even.
Are we going
put it in
just
private chat?
How fun it was for you, 0 to 10, or like
you're just trying to guess if he enjoyed it or not is what I picked.
Okay.
Do you think he enjoyed it or not? Well, it's pretty obvious that he enjoyed it because it'd be strange if he was talking about it the way he's talking about it, and then we're like, I hated it still.
Right. Yeah.
But
you don't know.
I picked a specific. I explained my prediction very briefly, but
okay. Then we'll go away. Not only did I enjoy it or not enjoy it, why for either one of those?
Yeah.
So before I spoil that, so we can talk about other stuff, and we could even start opening up if you guys want to get into the AI thing and like look at kind of do what Joey Moss did, but kind of expand it a little bit, maybe apply that to Avatar and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I'm hearing, is also following the same pattern. And I don't know if he mentioned Lorwyn is also suffering it, but Ask AI, are the upcoming Magic the Gathering sets suffering because of the poor reception of Spider-Man, and did influencers cause that? Man, love that video. We should play that video. It's one of my favorite on YouTube.
What video?
Man slaps Cobra.
Oh.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
I have been listening to a lot of AI soul covers of different songs. I don't know if you guys been hearing any of that stuff lately. Like Incubus, they did a soul cover of one of their songs. Really good. Many Men by like 50 Cent. There's like a 1950s soul cover of some of his stuff. Holy moly. Gotta say, we are in a crazy time when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, I gotta share this. I don't know if I should leave the audio on. This is one of my favorite videos on how do I do that? Oh, stop it. Oh, now I got an advertisement. God damn it.
You block Origin.
Let's look at that in a second. So I want to play this here. I don't know if you can hear the audio. Is there a way to share audio here? I've never been able to do that.
We figured it out the one time. It's like in the tab that you're sharing. You have to like right click on it. How did we do it? We've done it once before. Well, we play to see if it actually plays it or not.
Okay, I will. So you can see the video here. So it doesn't really matter, but it's great to hear the actual slap sound when he hits the Cobra. It's a pretty short video.
There's no noise.
Yeah, I don't think there's any sound.
Like, first off, what would it take for you to even crawl into that pit?
Fuck that noise.
I don't think I would.
No.
Actually,
He's just nonchalantly trekking around there, and there's a Cobra that's misbehaving. Bad
Yeah,
Cobra.
he like tries to bite him, but his bag's in the way.
Yeah. Dude, look how many Cobras are in there. This is like a Indiana Jones nightmare.
Well, he's a breeder for sure. Like that's definitely his thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
Yeah,
he is
that's a
per se. He
snake pit.
probably worked for one. He's like, get the F out of here. Like, dude, I don't think there's an amount of money. If y'all are members, what amount of money would it take for you to even get into this pit? How many Cobras would you say are in there? 100?
At least probably two
it's
to
so hard to
300.
tell because like one just leads into another. It's like how many roots are there on a tree, right? Yeah, let's call it a fucking.
of it.
Like, look at this mess right here on top of just this one little rock over here.
Well, that's
Let alone the
thing.
knee-deep
Like,
pile over this way.
he's trying to be good to these Cobras, so he's built, features, like an aquarium.
My God. I'll tell
Hey,
you.
get over there. There's a rock there.
I'm just gonna publish this response as an article on fucking where these random sites because they just wrote like a massive amount of shit. I'm just gonna read its final. I'm just gonna. That's the question you asked about for ChatGPT, and it wrote like an article about it. So I'm just gonna read its final takes because it went through. So in summary, yes, influencers meaningfully contribute to perception and can accelerate or magnify negative or positive sentiment, but they are not the primary deliverer when the problems are deeper. In this case, Spider-Man set appears to have issues that are design/format/value created, and influencers are not driving everything themselves. And it says, my final take, the Spider-Man set has taken a hit in the community perception and is somewhat at risk of dragging down forthcoming sets, especially in the same universe beyond the licensed IP line. But I don't think this is a death knell for upcoming sets. WotC still has time and lovers to correct course, and other sets may not share the same problems. Influencers definitely matter. They contribute to and amplify the sentiment, but they are not the root of the cause of the problem here. The root appears to lie in design, format changes, value perception, and maybe the theme fit with MTG. If you're deciding whether upcoming sets are safe purchases or whether to hold off, it's wise to adopt something like a wait-and-see stance. Check early previews, read early reactions, and watch Watch how they respond.
So I guess, I wasn't even aware. So thank you for doing that. It actually highlights, like, what am I really digging at here? It's like a splinter in my brain. But I think you succinctly, or AI, so thank you, AI, which is kind of weird for me to say, to kind of bring it to a very fine point. It's not so much, is this what's happening, but what do you do with that information, right? And I think that is indeed the critical piece. Is no longer, hey, get out ahead of it. If you want the product at MSRP or below, you got to order it 6 months ahead of time before the cake is done baking, right? To where I think you're going to be happier, maybe not financially ahead. I mean, it's like gambling. It's almost like opening the packs. You're gambling ahead of time on a box to see if it goes up or down. And I think that the move, it's what I've been doing now. Like for the Final Fantasy, I knew that you'd have to get out ahead of it. That was before the massive run-up. Like, you have to admit, Magic ballooned at Final Fantasy. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah.
Absolutely inflated to a ridiculous degree.
Yeah.
What is?
Magic the Gathering ballooned specifically with the release of Final Fantasy, as in there was a wider gathering of money, not just from the people that already existed in the ecosphere, but a widening of the grasp it had on buyers outside of it as well. Yeah, I saw that shit on the news.
What data do we have but we don't have any data to back that up. We just assume that people.
No, WotC actually released. They said we had the biggest one-day sales at something like.
I understand that. We don't know what percentage of those people are new players versus the people that already enjoy Magic.
I wasn't even saying that. I didn't say new players. I just said that it ballooned for whatever reason. And I think Pat's giving more background to it of why. But
for me specifically, I spent way more on Final Fantasy than anything else this year.
Yeah, I spent like $5,000.
I spent more on Final Fantasy than any other set in 30 years of playing Magic.
Oh, that's not true. I spent $3,500, $3,000, somewhere around there.
I spent more. I probably spent close to $8,000 on Final Fantasy.
And you didn't lose money. Happy days.
Yeah, well, that's the thing for me as well, is I am so glad the way that I have like kind of walked myself out of Magic right now. Because, and to the point of some of the thumbnail clickbait shit is overpriced, like just overloaded. Like I cannot condone. I was just looking at some prices here. It was like $180 for a booster box. It was $200 for Avatar. The fuck out of here. Like, I just can't. It just does not make sense to me. And as far as
Spider-Man down to 118, you could get a Spider-Man for 118.
Is your video frozen, Pat, or is it me?
Yeah, I'm restarting it now.
It's frozen.
Okay, gotcha.
At least as far as how I was able to interact with Final Fantasy, I'm glad that I got in before all the botters. I was able to go ahead and get my couple of gift bundles and got out. Same thing, like with my play booster boxes. I was able to get some while they were cheap on the TCG Player sale and then get out of them. Like, I didn't keep stuff around. And even now, every once in a while, I look back at the products that I've sold and it's like, oh, I grit my teeth because I know how bad it is to sell something and watch it go up. Yeah, that hasn't been what's happening, which is great. And with everything else, it's like, I'm glad I didn't want to get an Edge of Eternity's collector booster box because of the way that thing plummeted. Spider-Man, a great example. I'm glad I didn't try and, get in early. If anything, I'm just really happy of when I left buying expensive Magic the Gathering products, hoping to turn around, flip them, and make money. And to see the people that stuck with it when all signs were pointing south, it's kind of, and I know I'm a sick bastard, but I'm going to say it's kind of nice to see those people get burned. Like the scalpers, the flippers, the jackasses.
I agree with you.
It's good to see them like get stuck with those bags, right?
Dude, get the fuck out of here. Look at the pre-sale price for a Mutant Ninja Turtle collector box on TCG Player. Just
without looking, I'm going to take a guess. It's going to be $750.
What about you, Pat? You going to guess?
I think I was just on the page. I want to say collector's booster box for TMNT was like 6.
You guys ready for this? I'll share.
Bring it.
Matt, you'll have to put up my commercials or advertisements if there's any. So here we go. Slow roll. Let's go the big. All right, you ready? So Pat, you said 600. Matt, you said 750.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good.
1,300. The fuck out of here.
Oh, I gotta buy a couple of those right now. I think there's serialized cards so that it makes sense that it'd be higher than Avatar, but
are there serialized cards?
Yeah. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 serialized cards.
Cool.
Ooh, can you bring that up?
Leonardo, sure.
So it's the 4 turtles, Shredder, and Splinter.
Matt thought Splinter was the bad guy.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like a bad turtle name.
It does sound like okay. Splinter.
And to be fair, he is a rat.
He is. Well, he's a Japanese dude he was always a rat.
Yeah, see Leonardo the leader, Donatello the smart one, Splinter the caring father, also known as Bad Man.
It's Rocksteady? What the fuck did they make it?
Do you guys think that these cards are ugly? I do.
I don't think they're pretty. I'm not a fan of this.
I wouldn't call
one of the new ones.
I wouldn't call it ugly, but it's really fucking busy, and I don't like the black and white.
What's happening on the right side? Why does it say 7 and 23?
You can have 7 cards in hand. You start with 23 life. I have no idea.
At the bottom, is that what the fuck are those symbols? Shell, spinning thing, star. What the fuck is happening?
Is not actually a magic card. This is part of.
Can you scroll up a bit? Is there a mana cost somewhere?
No.
What the fuck is happening?
What's funny about this is I don't actually know if this is a creature or not. I still don't know. It doesn't say creature anywhere.
Magic?
This isn't magic. This isn't magic.
Okay, it just says TMNT. I don't know.
No. Look at the breadcrumb. Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja. No, this is a different game.
Okay, I was about to say. I don't think this is magic.
They have the card game.
I can smell toast.
Apparently, but let's go look at Magic the Gathering and now see if there's serialized cards. Is this why you thought there were serialized cards?
Yeah, because I typed in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and this is what it said. How do I?
Just Google
Nah,
it.
Man, there's not serialized cards in this set.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, there definitely is. I remember seeing it on.
I'm on the collecting the page thing here, and I've typed in the word cereal, and it don't come up. And
yeah, but who's to say what?
Oh my God! Just ask the know-all being of the world.
Looks the same. This is what I thought it was serialized because this is the gold thingy that we just looked at. This is similar to what they're like fucking copying the same.
It says no. It says no.
Okay, you beat me to it.
Okay, so maybe people are just confused, and they also think that there are serialized cards in this.
I remember seeing someone on the booster pack that said that there were serialized cards.
They contain these cards. Those ones that we just.
You're gonna have to prove it to me, Matt.
I don't know. Maybe this is this has got to be with the serialized cards. Their signature Kevin Eastman headliner card. So I guess that's the serialized.
That's the one that has a signature across the box that you're like, I can't fucking read it now.
Yeah, that's this one.
Matt, I don't think we got your take on it. You want to bring that card back up again, Matt?
I don't know where it went. Oh, here we go.
Like, what are your takes on this?
So,
and first off, Pat,
go
before you get started. Oh, is he on the phone? Oh, gotta believe. All right, so Pat, my question to you on this card, tell me what it does.
Get the fuck out of here. Hold on. I got to full screen this shit. Leonardo's Sewer Samurai for 3 and a planes. It's a very good looking planes. Legendary, it double strike. During your turn, you may cast creature spells with power or toughness one or less from your graveyard. If you cast spells this way, that creature enters with the finality counter on it.
Well, you missed the A because it's fully totally covered up. If you cast a spell this way.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so I can read it. I also do think it's a shitty place to put your like shredder face and signature. Like, good thing I'm like halfway autistic, so I could still read it. But
what a terrible idea to put that signature like that right over the text box.
Yeah,
of what the
like,
card does.
So I'm in a Sliver Facebook group, and for some reason, the people that made most of the artwork for Slivers, when they sign stuff, they use
No,
like
it's not a
chromatic
creature. It is
pen,
creature
and it's
spells.
like right over the middle of that shit too.
If you cast a creature, if you cast a spell this way, that creature enters with a finality
cast
counter.
a spell. Gotcha.
But we're talking like this whole signature should just be up here. Like there's like a big giant
Big
open
void.
area
They
with
just shrunk
nothing
it down. Yeah.
Yeah, just put it to the right of where it says sneak. Just put it in double strike. There's like literally a giant open square for it. Like
Honestly, I'd have been fine if they had put the signature right on the bottom of the picture above the legendary creature mutant ninja turtle.
anywhere in this picture would be fine too, I guess.
Yeah. Well, not right across his face, but like at the bottom.
Yeah,
of it,
fuck it. We don't need to see
meaningless.
his face.
But whatever. Like, just not digging it. What do you think about the shape of that a gift bundle box, Pat?
That
Tell
pizza
me your
bundle?
thoughts on that.
Actually,
like
more
that idea.
importantly, have people actually bought this?
Yeah.
One. Oh God, one guy. One
3
sorry
days
soul.
ago.
1,500.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. I gotta
There's
buy the
probably
box
just
now.
some Trump trying to like lock it in, to falsify market prices. There is a sold listing. People are going to look just like we did. I
No,
bet
come on,
1,000
you
people.
Cancel
Bro, I'm
this.
going to tell you right now, you want to tell yourself that because it's so idiotic that you would make this purchase at this price. But there are Timmies out there who
There are some
I have-
idiots.
I have $2,000 available on my credit card. Let me do this now. I'm going to lock it in to make sure I get one.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I have an old friend from high school that is that kind of person where it's like he's like, I have $150 in my bank account. I can afford the box. It's like, no, you can't afford anything. You can't afford a glizzy, let alone fucking
Oh,
Magic
shit.
the Gathering box.
I never expected to hear you say the word glizzy, number one. Number two, like I thought we were going the complete opposite with this conversation where we were talking about like percentages. Like if you give somebody 0.1% homeless dude on the street or whatever, 0.1% of your take home as your giveaway. What if someone else that worked at McDonald's gave that same amount? It would be a much smaller amount. So when I think about what we're able to just like, I don't know, blow, like just money that doesn't matter to us, like our disposable income. So we could, for years longer than a lot of Magic the Gathering players, still buy Magic the Gathering product. And what some people are able to, above us, the actual whales, right? Not just those porpoises, Bob, but the real whales that can just say, nah, fuck it. I like that pizza bundle. I'm going to get 6 of those so it comes in a case. Like, there are those assholes. And honestly, it's kind of good for Magic.
So, Matt, if you could, do you want to, who had that TCG player up?
Already closed it.
I mean, I can open.
I want you.
TCG
Have you seen the pizza bundle, Pat?
not
shape
in
is-
particular.
The shape is my concern. Like already with the vertical Spider-Man boxes, I just put the 3 of them up on my shelf. I should wonder if I could do that easily without.
Cow.
I don't know if you guys could see it. I just put them over there. I don't know if you see them right there. They're
Yeah.
an odd stack, and if you compare that to like say the bundles on the other side of the shelf for the Final Fantasy, those stack a bit neater. They're not as precarious. They're not as prone to fall. And up top there, the Spider-Man scene boxes, and I think, and I hate them like that. Like they have no home. You see how they're just kind of in a weird spot. They don't stack well. They're not easily storageable. I can't put them up so that you can actually enjoy the artwork of it. So that's kind of a bitch.
It fit perfectly on your shot. Too high. What do you mean?
Oh, did you zoom in on me?
No. I mean, I made you so low. And I also brought up this pizza bundle.
It definitely, you're like lower. The camera's not, I don't know what happened, but
$280.
Yeah, there you
What the fuck's in this? 9 boosters.
There's a collector booster in there.
But look at the shape of the box. Just like think about it from storage concerns. First off, that's very crushable, which is the reason they reshaped many of their products. You know that's got to be full of all kinds of voids, meaning that if you stack shit on it, you're going to crush that box. Because I can tell you, both of those scene boxes from Spider-Man that I got from Amazon or wherever I got them, they were both crushed in.
Well, it looks so small that in order to fit everything in there, they might actually have to it might be like the voids might be filled with just the product.
How do we know that how do we know the size of that?
I mean, it looks tiny.
I have no idea how big that is.
Picture deceiving. The other day, I was looking around Prime Day, I think it was. How do I click?
Can they show the lineup all together somewhere?
So I was buying a beard brush because I wanted a second one, and this in the image looked way fucking bigger, but it is the smallest little dinky fucking beard brush. It's so tiny. It's like half the size of what I thought it would be.
Ooh.
But
looking at this image here,
deceiving.
it does look like there's small protrusions for where there looks to be a small flap here with like this shading. I think that this is a little tuck flap. So realistically, I would guess that this is probably 3 cards wide. Like you could fit 3 booster packs wide in this,
and 2 booster
probably
packs
too
tall.
long.
Right.
So I don't think this is a very large object, but to your point, crushable as shit. You're gonna need one of those little pizza things in the middle, like the little tables. You're gonna need something like that in the middle to keep this thing from
the dice in the middle. The dice can be the pizza thing.
Get one gigantic die. Yeah.
All I'm saying is that,
and it's got
what
the
do you
regular
think about the
crap
shape? Like, I'm not just trying to shit on them, but practical implications of.
Oh, screw practicality. That is not in the equation.
Yeah, who needs that?
Yeah, no, this is
Me.
shelf candy.
I already struggle with it. You saw my shelf.
Yeah.
It's
It looks
struggling.
fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sounds like you need to get rid of some Star Wars stuff.
Ooh, true. Or just more
Star Wars
magic.
stuff
Just
on
get rid
there.
of the magic stuff.
Yeah, right. Just display more of it in the kitchen area. I'm sure Sherry would be fine with
This
it.
is already the overflow. What are you talking about? I had to buy that shelf unit this summer just to put that stuff on it. That's not even. You saw my other main shelves. They're bigger.
I'll tell you what. Rudy was talking about. I don't know if he would actually do it. He was talking about he pays anywhere between 60 and 70%, and sometimes higher, depending on how old the stuff is of the market price, and pays for shipping. I was looking at it. I'm like, I wonder if I should get a picture of my collector box and see what he would offer me on my whole lot, because we did the math last week, and even if he were to lose, even if he did 70%, that would be. I would do that, no problem. It would be a significant amount of money. I don't know what I would do with the money, I guess, but yeah.
Index funds.
I would
like,
100%.
Like, I've been paying a lot of attention to the financial markets lately, and I personally just think buying more funds is the right way to go. If you're not capped out in all your contributions, like just put it in the market.
I can just max out my GOO.
Let's requalify that. And first off, we are not financial advisors in this regard.
Sure, I am.
My suggestions are.
I'm not your financial advisor,
but low expense ratio index funds. Yeah. And usually with the index, I like the S&P 500 index, which is a much bigger global. Yeah. It's not the full stock market. They do have full stock market index funds. The S&P 500 is probably the best overall specific index.
It's also got a safety net built into it, though. That's one of the great things about buying index of the S&P 5 is that whatever is the top 500 is what it gets holdings of. So some shit moves out. You know, if we do see a big shakeup in the market, okay, cool. The bottom 20% of companies move out. There's another 20% that moves in. It's 500 companies, whatever the fuck they are. There's hold.
Well, the nice thing is, and I hate to say this because this is kind of scummy, but you're going to have banking institutions in there, which we saw during the 2008 crash. the government will come to the rescue of some of these companies, the GMs, the banks, the things that they need to run the country. So a lot of that is in the S&P 500.
I see the market's already rebounded.
It's rebounding. I'm still down 5-digit numbers.
Yeah,
I'm back to what it was when it rebounded. Like I'm literally like it went like straight back up to where I was.
No, I'm
I'm
still
on that.
down.
Always be buying shit. Every 2 weeks when I get my paycheck, I got that automatic withdrawal. You know.
Oh, yeah,
I doubled my Roth IRA contribution.
I'm still down about $20,000 from last Friday.
Yeah.
Not yesterday, but a week before that.
Oh, I should double check my
retire yet.
My cryptocurrency was down way more than my 401k.
And that was part of what I wanted to even discuss, you know, when we were talking about is that here? I don't remember. Did we discuss it on the regular show about the downturn? Is it due to Spider-Man? Is it due to other financial pressures like the regular market going down, the tariffs that are coming out, just general financial unrest in the country, student loans being enforced? Is it solely?
I don't know who's enforcing it. I still haven't had to pay mine.
That they only enforce it if you haven't been paying it. I'm assuming
I haven't had to pay student loans since COVID, and that's just like it's in like this constant delay for whatever reason. It's still delayed. I don't know why. I haven't had to pay anything.
When was the last time you even checked on that?
I imagine I would have received an email from them telling me you should start paying.
That's a terrible answer. When was the last time you
went? Why the fuck would randomly just go? Should I have to pay you? Like they've sent me emails every time letting me know. Oh, okay. Why would I have to just randomly look? Oh no, I'm sure they would be like, you haven't paid your student loans. What the fuck, dude? They haven't said anything. I don't even know.
You want to wait until you get the notice that you're going to have your paycheck garnished?
No, I want them to just tell me that
I did. Your student loans, were they federal or private student loans?
It's a mix. I don't know. They might all be federal. I don't know. I'll have to log in because I haven't checked. Well, is it Sallie Mae? Because they got bought out by somebody.
No, Sallie Mae didn't get bought out. Your loans may have been bought by another financial company.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You might want to take a look.
I mean, I'll look. I'll have to figure out who the fuck they're through because they've changed their website. I don't remember who it was through.
Okay, that's just your loan servicer. That's not your loan holder.
But I don't know, Bob. I think the hype of Final Fantasy collector's items finally wore off. And Spider-Man,
you're talking about the hangover syndrome, right? Like, ooh, super hype that you the only possible thing afterwards is a hangover.
Yeah. After such a high, there's only going to be lows. And with all of the big drawbacks to the Spider-Man set, having originally aftermathed it, right? No serialized cards. There was nothing particularly special to it. So the fervor, just when people were able to get their hands on the pre-order button, they didn't think anything beyond that. Just, I've got to be the first one to click it, right? They didn't fear missing out. Yeah. And then seeing what was going to be in the set, what was going to be in those packs. Yeah, of course, the value went away. And so the price went away too. And I think that definitely scared people on Avatar. And when you compound into that, Avatar right now is $569 on TCG Player, right?
Now,
shout out to MVP Sports. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Avatar collector boxes at $569? How do you feel about that?
Well, there's
you personally buying
them. There's 200 of them at that price. Collector boxes.
What are your personal thoughts on the
fuck out of here with that? Okay. I want nothing to do with this. I want nothing to do with any Magic the Gathering product, honestly. And like,
what about the $200 play boxes?
No, no kidding. $139.99 is okay. $140 is not okay. That's what my line is for play booster boxes, and I'll never get there again. And for collector boxes, it just never ever makes sense to open it. No, for no price under $300 does it make any. It does not financially make sense for me to spend $300 on any collector booster box, open it, and hope to make money that way. That period of Magic is over, and it's tough. But like I've been coming to terms with it over the last couple of months, and like in our private chat, priced out. As much as I would like to get some of these items, I'm just not going to pay $240 for that Spider-Man gift bundle. The fuck out of here! No.
So let me ask you.
That's an overnight trip to Halong Bay in Vietnam with one of my best friends on a cruise boat. For one gift bundle of Spider-Man, yeah, that's an easy choice to make.
Let me ask you this. Under that consideration, I can't read that.
So, Matthew, your student loans are in forbearance due to a federal court injunction. The Department of Education cannot operate the Save on Valuable Education Save Plan. As a result, your account is in forbearance because you are currently on a Save or have applied for Save or on an income-driven repayment plan. The Department of Education has instructed servicers that customers in this plan must accrue interest beginning on 8/1/25 to view your interest, blah, blah, blah. After that, during this forbearance, no payments are required, and you will not receive credit towards IDR forgiveness and public whatever. So I'm still in forbearance. I don't know why. Whatever.
Okay, but what you're missing is
interest.
Your interest started back at the beginning of August on it, whether you're paying it or not. It means they won't come after you for whatever period of time in forbearance. Yeah. But your amount is growing.
Yeah.
There was a dude that was just talking about where he didn't pay attention for 10 years, and now he owes $125,000 on $17,000 of student loan. Those loan rates, and they don't once you stop paying, those penalty rates start kicking in. Oh, you didn't pay it? Fine. Now we're going to charge you the penalty rate. Instead of 6%, it'll be 18%. And if you don't pay it after 90 days, it's now going to 26% interest.
Apparently, that's one of the ways that this whole buy now, pay later thing is such an issue. Is I've used PayPal's pay in 4 thing once or twice before. I want to see how it works. And they just take whatever the price is, they divide it by 4, and over those 4 months, you have to pay each installment. Cool. 0% interest. If you miss a payment, it is 100% of that missed payment. That's what Klarna does. So that's why all this buy now, pay later shit is like wrecking poor people's finances.
Okay.
Even harder.
Guess what's happening with student loans and why all these people are saying, I have $300,000 in student loans.
Well, it's interest based.
Because they just don't pay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just because they don't come after you. And even if you claim bankruptcy, you're
student
not forgiven.
Don't get forgiven in bankruptcy, which is fucking nuts. Like,
you want to know what else? You want to know what else they can do? Something that's highly scary. Did you know that Social Security is protected from things like medical bills? They can't come after you for they can't garnish your Social Security, your car payments, your house payments. There is credit card payments. Most everything in the world cannot touch your Social Security except, guess what?
Student loans.
Student loans. Absolutely can garnish your Social Security.
You got to be 65 to collect Social Security benefits, right?
62.
Holy shit, though, man.
But they won't.
That's
the good news is they won't start garnishing it until you start collecting it.
I don't know. I'm looking at my student loans right now. This student loan, I got it in 2013. So it was 12 years ago. The original principal was $6,000. Unpaid interest, $114.
Yeah, so only since August 1st, right?
Huh?
They started the interest August 1st.
No, there would have been interest since I got the loan.
No.
This would be 12 years of interest.
No, that's what the forbearance did initially for like the COVID thing, is that you're absolutely out of your mind that the interest on it should tell you your interest rate on there somewhere.
Yeah, the 6.8%.
Yeah. That's going to go up as you become more and more delinquent.
I'm not delinquent. There's no payment due.
I understand
it's not that there's not a payment due. It's that the interest will keep accruing on it, which is there's a balance that you don't have to pay. And that balance is going to keep going up.
Because they're going to charge you interest on that interest and then interest on the interest.
I mean, it's a great plan. That makes total fucking sense for them. Like,
Sure.
hey, you don't have to pay this. If federal government says you do not have to pay this
Until they do.
charge you interest on it every single month.
Until they change their mind and go, oh yeah, by the way, which is why all these people were bitching. Yeah, now we want it. So now you have to start paying. Oh, you want to claim bankruptcy? That's fine, but you still owe this money. And as soon as you make any money, we're going to garnish that, including Social Security.
Also, just for clarity's sake, I have never had any student loan debt because I did not go to college. So my information on this is just objective. I only have information on this from like the financial literacy videos and educational stuff that I have been watching because it is peripherally something that is often covered. I have not had any firsthand experience in this. So, I mean, for you guys, of course.
Oh, I avoided taking loans. I never took a loan out for college, ever, even though it took me 16 years.
I was aware enough at the time to realize that for the most part, college is a huge chunk of your young adult life, and the certificate itself was at that point already being phased out for its usefulness. It is just a proof that you can do work for a certain amount of time. They don't even like care what it's about. Okay, cool. You have an associate's. I don't give a fuck what it's about. You did your time. Cool. That means you can like dedicate yourself to something. And in my line of work, it just was never necessary. Like
there are other lines of work where it's necessary.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Like it makes sense for some folks.
To some extent, when I'm talking to people, I can generally determine just immediately, just from casual conversation, their educational level.
Yeah.
You just know. When you're more educated, you just know when you're speaking to somebody that generally is not.
Which nowadays is tough though, because of how people earn money has changed so drastically over just the last 20 years that I've been, making money as an adult. Since I've been thinking about it more recently, how people make money is so very different. I mean,
sure,
if you were an entrepreneur and you open up a plumbing business, okay, plumbers used to always make good money. And then you've got 12 people under you that make good money. Okay, now that's a whole different bag of tools. And you might never have gone to anything more than a tech school in high school. And it's like, oh, shit. Yeah, that's a really good point. And you hired a paralegal to set up your business, and you have an HR person, and you have a team behind you. Yeah. Nowadays,
like say college is not for everybody, I agree, and I think that most people, because college, let's be very frank,
like our current generation. Oh shit!
College is a money-making institution. Do not kid yourself. Period.
Oh yeah.
Secondly, not everybody should go to college because not every job requires it. There are far too many degrees, and I'll just I'm going to talk about my cousin, or actually my cousin's kid, was the golden child in the entire family. Straight A's all the way through school from kindergarten on up. Got full boat scholarship for the most part, but you still have to pay things like their room and board, especially if they don't live at home, et cetera, et cetera. So she was the straight A golden child of the whole family. Went to college, went overseas for college for a time, was supposed to come back and get a great job in New York City.
Just
that's all I knew. I didn't know what she went to school for, but then it was actually my uncle, because it's his granddaughters, asked me, because I work at a big company, if I could help find her a job, which I was like, that's odd.
Why does she need? Okay,
I was like, well, I can ask. And so we got her on the phone, and I wanted to find out a little information of like, maybe I could, drop a name here or there, try to find out if I could help her get in. Until we got to, I said, okay, and what's your degree in? And she said, creative writing. I was like,
oh shit, man. One of the most useless degrees nowadays.
Do you know what she got hired doing straight out of college? At one of the local candy factories.
Bagging groceries? Yeah.
No, it's actually in sort of line with her degree, if you want to look at it that way, but I'm not sure you need a degree to do what she was doing. It's What's a fancy name at a candy company.
Okay.
Administrative assistant.
Ooh. Which is just like replaced by Alexa.
Or just in other words, a secretary. Like, let's just be very real.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I don't know that you need a degree for that.
No.
But she also hated it. Surprise, surprise, and was having difficulty finding a good paying job.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I mean, don't get me wrong. We got
told my
admin
daughter
personnel with our consulting firm and stuff that we're working with, and I know they're making 6 figures. Okay, cool, but it's also a very different type of workload and expectation. And even then, Nicole's sweating every day. Yeah, like also you have to realize that a lot of these white collar jobs are the ones that are getting picked out by AI. It is very easy to get a 18-page long lease contract, slam that whole thing into ChatGPT, ask for a summarization, and then plug in 5 to 10 data points about yourself, things you're interested or concerned about, and then get a very concise paralegal level review of it. Like there are millions of jobs that are just going to go fucking gone in a couple of months.
My point to her case in this, what I'm making the point about now, my daughter wasn't the straight A student, wasn't the golden child, but is going into at least a decent field, which is IT. And I still think, first off, my experience with ChatGPT on an engineering based level is it's not ready to replace a lot of people that are getting replaced right now. Like AI is just not ready for that. So I think there's going to be a lashback. I think there's going to be a hiring spree in the next few years for IT. IT, depending on what you do, they say, oh, you can replace it with code, but it doesn't know how to start the code. It doesn't know how to connect between complex systems. It doesn't know how to do so many different things. And you have to have somebody who's actually good at it to review it and go, that's not right. But at any rate, she's picking something that it is at least, I'm going to say, more in demand than a creative writing degree.
Yeah.
And there are so many degrees. Like when you hear these baristas bitching about how they paid $250,000 for their marketing degree, like there's a field I would be terrified of being in.
Oh, pretty much anybody that's like a creative, fill in the blank. Okay, like you're a creative designer. Okay, cool. You're a multi-level marketing person. You're
any kind of analyst.
Yeah. Anything that when it comes to like artistic design stuff, like it's going to be
at any rate, yes, they're
shifting market. There are a review of a museum art installation, and as the person was going through, there was a lot of commenters saying, "Oh, this is great. Who is it?" And every single tag had AI assisted. That was specifically the installation, and there were pieces of art up for over $1,000, and there were some that were sold, which is just impressive. I mean, that's all NFTs were. It was someone fucking around on a computer. Now it's someone fucking around with a computer on a computer.
So again, you have to be cautious about what degrees you pick. You can pick worthless degrees, and then college is just a tremendous waste of money. Additionally, going to fancy name brand schools is about like buying fancy name brand clothes. They're no more functional than the Amazon basics or Walmart basics.
Nah, those are just about knowing people.
So
went to Harvard.
It's not. Nobody cares. I can tell you from doing in a Fortune 500 company, hiring people at a professional level and being on the boards that select those people. I never gave a shit what college you went to, and I asked many other hiring managers who've been around for 25 years in a big company, and I asked them, did they care? And no, not one of them cared. Most of them said, I don't even look, unless it's like my alma mater. And then I'm like, hey, you also went to, okay, cool. But that didn't help them get the job. So we planned out a course with my daughter the first 2 years at community college, which, by the way, if you're out there, not financial advice, that's a great, like, from all my peers that are college educated, that didn't go to a junior college first for their first 2 years because it's like 1/2 to 1/4 of the price of a name brand school. And it counts exactly the same, and nobody would even know because your degree you get from the school that you graduate from, not the first 2 years that you went to school from. So you could still get a degree from Harvard, having gone to a community college for your first 2 years and paid $4,000 a year instead of $100,000 a year. Now, additionally, even when she's gotten into her junior year and above, we selected a school that is very reasonably priced, like under $10,000 a year. Additionally, one of the big expenses that people rack up student loan debt for is moving out of the house, not living at home. My daughter still lives at home while she's going to college, and that saves roughly between $15,000 to $30,000 a year that she doesn't have to put on a student loan.
Oh, for sure.
So, you can get out of school. She will be debt free. And, there are smart ways to do things, like don't buy a brand new car right off the lot and lose 30% of your value the second you drive the car off the lot.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever buy a brand new car.
How about save up your money before you buy that used car and buy it in cash so you don't have to finance shit?
I just found something on the Advantage website. It says administrative forbearance ends 10/31/2028. 3 more years of forbearance, apparently.
Cool. I'm just saying, you might want to keep an eye on it. The government don't fuck around, and when they stop fucking around, it's brutal. They won't care if you can't pay your bills for your house and garnish your wages. They will just straight up do it. And your boss can't say anything. You can't say anything. There's no appeal that you can go make. It's just, that's that.
So
some people will say, fine, I'll stop working. Okay, that's wonderful. How are you going to live?
So I pulled up the quote that, was it Coach was talking about here? From
Justin Myfors?
Yeah, from Jesper Myfors. It's about
my God.
That's I'll just read it out. Back in the old days of Wizards of the Coast, we used to joke about how cravenly greedy it would be to release cards that you could only get with a high purchase price, like only available in a booster box. We often said that if we did it, it was because we were out of ideas and grasping suits had already taken over. Then we would laugh because we would never allow this to happen. We called them chase cards, and we knew their single purpose was to squeeze even more money out of obsessed players. Even back then, we understood 100% that it was in effect taking advantage of people with certain mental disorders and that it was the wrong thing to do. We knew that many players would see it for what it was, a sign of a total loss of respect for our players, all for a pathetic short-term gain. Those cards would have been aimed squarely at benefiting shareholders, not to benefit the players. It would have been disgusting. That is why we never did it, though it was discussed.
Yeah, but when was this written? 2018?
2018. And at the time, Invocations and Masterpieces both existed, which were 1 in 2,000 approximately, 1,900 versus 2,100 packs. So it was about 1 in 144 booster boxes, if I recall.
You also had the hidden treasures at that point too.
Yeah, so I don't know when he started
exactly
from the company and when he worked with them or not, but either way, the genie was already out of the bottle.
Yeah, and they've only leaned into that way more.
Ever more so.
So, and I don't want to completely just shit on Magic, but I don't want to hold my tongue because I might offend some people that are sensitive to negative sentiment, and I'm not negative about all of WotC. So speaking of which, do you guys want to reveal what you thought my review of opening a gift bundle? And the reason, let me tell you, the reason I opened the gift bundle is because it was relatively cheap. I did get it at, I guess MSRP is $89. I do expect those bundles to go up to $200 eventually. I do foresee that happening at some point in the future. I think it is sort of negative, and people, this is nervous in the service pricing. I think what we're seeing, meaning people bought a bunch of stuff, they're leveraged, they're worried that it's not going to go up, and like Matt and I really wish you should watch that show from last week, Pat. AI showed you basically need to make 100% to get, what was the percentage return on that? Like 6% or something if the box went up?
It was like 3%.
100%. So it has to double to get 3% back out of it.
Over
It's like,
the course of 7 years. So if it doubles faster, then you make a lot more money faster. But if we're just going based off of, we basically asked it to look at the last 7 years and try to extrapolate that data across all of the products, not across the ones that are doing well, across every single product. And so this basically states that if you were to buy every single product at MSRP and then wait 7 years, you would only make on average between -3% and 3% profits.
Yeah, so Magic doesn't seem like a great place to hold my money. As
agreed. And I've said that over and over and over and over again. Yeah. Like, why? What should be the yardstick for buying Magic? Now, like what to Matt's point, there are outliers. Like, if you had bought at the right time for the Final Fantasy or for the Lord of the Rings holiday or the Fallout collector boxes and sold them in a specific time frame, far less than 7 years, and doubled your money, then you're doing very well. But even at that, you're not really doubling your money because you still have, shipping and seller fees and taxes, and it's not going to be fun. But let's say you even net 30 to 50% profit, right? Okay, cool. But those are the outliers. It was like when you remove just the Lord of the Rings one out of AI, it was drastically different. So again, I think that we're seeing people that are worried about that starting to sell, like dumping their product for Spider-Man. I think we're in a sort of panic sell mode. I do expect the collector boxes to probably level off somewhere between 500 and 600. And I expect these gift bundles to go up somewhere to between $150 and $200 is where I expect them to settle. So that all being said, on what, my long-term, and I am a long-term holder, I still decided to open one. And you want to know, can either of you guess what the dumbest reason is why I opened the gift bundle besides the fact that I got it at MSRP? I wanted something specific out of the gift bundle.
Oh, is there like a spin down or something, like a clicky life counter?
There is none.
That would be my thing.
An ugly yellow and red spin down, which I don't get.
Huh. Nope.
Matt, any guesses on what I wanted out of the bundle?
No, I'm just waiting for you to tell us what the fuck was it a good experience or not. And you're fucking edging the entire.
I wanted the box.
Edging.
I wanted the box. I thought that the box itself, the I don't have it here on hand. The bundle box itself, I thought looked really, really cool. I was surprised. I liked it. I'm like, yeah, I want that. That's enough for me to open up the box. I estimated
about $10 on eBay.
But I was gonna say, I think there, it's foil. It's nice. I think it's very cool looking. Happy to have it. I estimated about $15 value on it. Overall, yes, I did enjoy opening it, and
that's good.
I was pleasantly surprised with the return value, estimating the die at about $2 and the box at about $15. We came pretty close to breaking even. Just adding up $10 or $15 cards here. I think that Gwenum card is going to drop precipitously. It comes in every gift bundle box. I got the foil Gwenum. I think Matt, you said you wanted that card.
I mean, it's a good Magic card. I don't need it.
But it's at like $19 now, and I'm like, that's not real. That's not going to hold.
I think that's a fair value. It's a very strong Magic card.
But it's guaranteed to be in every bundle.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So I think, or at least every gift bundle. So I think that's going to drop. I got that white mythic. That's like 4 white. It's like $11.
Oh,
like
the Venom.
Is that what it is? It's a white
Anti-Venom.
Anti-Venom.
We also got the Spider-Punk regular one.
This was my prediction. My prediction for Bob Spider-Man opening. He opened value, so he liked it.
I wouldn't even say I opened value.
You know that's true, Pat.
Like, hey,
I'm
man,
not going to say
it
it's
positively
not
affects my openings. Like when I opened that Edge of Eternity's booster box, I got the Sliver Overlord, which I didn't know was like on the list of secret guests or whatever, and then I got the Thrumming Hive Pool. Like I got a bunch of good cards that put me above board, so of course I felt better about it. And it's like, yeah, but like I always feel extra shitty when I don't get there. So yeah, no, of course.
No, I didn't. Well, to be fair, I didn't know what the value was when we opened it. I didn't know that card was like an $11 card. I didn't know the Gwenum, especially it being in every bundle box, is worth. At $89, I was okay losing, $50 to $60 on it, right? When the box being $15 of it, because I really like the box. I'm like, yeah, I get $15 back immediately on $90. But it's not even just so much the value. Some of the things that struck me now beyond the value are the Spider-Man lands did something. I'm not talking about the web lands. I really don't like those much. The full art ones, I don't really care for. But something that they did on all the basics, which I think they totally missed the mark. I don't know. Do you remember my criticism of the Final Fantasy lands? What I said they should have done on all the basics and did not. They only did it on one of the basics.
I don't remember.
It's on the forest. If that's a hint for Final Fantasy. What was the craze over? What was the thing that was the big chase in Final Fantasy? Chocobos.
Sure as fuck wasn't lands.
Chocobo. Well, the basic land, they had the green one. If you remember, the forest had the chocobos around the base of the tree. But it kind of like Godzilla. Remember how the Godzilla lands, the secret lair drop had Godzilla on every land, distinguishing them from other Magic the Gathering lands. And if you're a Godzilla fan, that's kind of cool to have Godzilla on all your lands, for him to have a cameo on them. And it costs them nothing to do it. They're basic lands. Well, all the Spider-Man basic lands have Spider-Man on every card somewhere in there. Like, I don't know. Do we want to bring it up? Like, I guess we can. Somehow.
I'm okay. I trust you.
I believe.
But I was pleased by them having Spider-Man on all those basics, and I kind of want to have more of them. Because I just think it's cool. And some of these really tiny, like it looks like a flea on there. It's very, very small, but it's very cool that to me they did. That's one piece where they didn't miss the flavor in Spider-Man, because even Sherry was looking at some of these guy in chair. There was the reason.
There's a reason why I said Glizzy earlier, Pat. So I was watching Commander Versus, and they were doing their Spider-Man episode. It was the most recent episode. It has nothing to do with Spider-Man. And the one guy was like, "I can't believe people don't want a hot dog on a hot dog in Magic. Who the fuck doesn't want a Glizzy?" It's like, what the fuck? It was just funny.
Speaking about watching stuff, I did watch something. I wonder if you guys could even possibly guess, and would never have figured that I would watch it. It's a series. Watched it this week.
I also watched a series this week that
binge watched.
Yeah, I've watched almost 4 seasons. Actually, over 4 seasons of Attack on Titan.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh, dude, you're about to be so pissed.
I can tell you that if I stopped watching after season, if I stopped watching after season 3, I would have been happier. And season 4 is strange as fuck. I feel like I'm watching an entirely different anime. Like I feel like it's totally different. It makes no fucking sense.
My only suggestion is watch every episode. They didn't know what the fuck to do, so they got like canceled or whatever for their last season. There was supposed to be like a 5th season, and they didn't know what the fuck to do, so they just made like 2 90-minute movies. So you got to watch those after like all the seasons are done. And
I saw that. It says part 3. It says season 4, part 3, first half.
Yeah.
So there's no.
So yeah,
I was like, what do you mean?
is the angriest I have ever gotten. I think I told you guys this. It was the maddest I have ever been at the conclusion of a series because I most often just drift away. Like a lot of anime, okay, season 2, this just got weird. It's just not good. I'm going to stop watching it. I continued to watch every single episode of Attack on Titan, and it just goes right off the fucking rails. And I just got up from my chair over and over going, what's happening? This makes no goddamn sense. And is just thinking about it, I'm getting very angry. So sorry, guys.
Character completely changed, like a fucking snap on a dime. Went from this like annoying little kid to like this like emo, depressed, fucking monotoned. I don't even. He has no fucking flavor at all anymore. Like I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
What series did you watch?
Well, it was a live action series.
Happier now.
Was it Attack on Titan?
No, but it's.
Did they do an Avatar live action? They did a movie, but I don't know if they did. Did they do a series?
No. And it's very, very weird.
Oh,
Fallout?
I want to say it's Sliders.
And there's the
Because I think
TCG
more
for
people
it.
watch Sliders.
Fallout. Just think you said Fallout.
I don't think they made a Fallout game.
Wow.
You want me to just tell you what it is?
Yeah.
Sure.
One Piece.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
no shit, huh?
That
Like,
fucking show. I can't
watched
stand
the
that
whole
show.
thing.
The Netflix one? The
Yeah.
live action. Okay. I've heard it's good.
I am struggling to try to determine if I thought it was good because I watched the whole thing. But is it one of those I got to watch the train wreck just to see where it goes? Or I'm going to say it's not good in that traditional sense. It's not good.
But it wasn't aggressively bad. Because at the end of Attack on Titan,
I don't like
that it was really
campy,
bad.
And this is stupidly campy. Like it's
okay. Yeah, it's very over
terrible.
the top. It's a kids anime. It's a cartoon.
but it's
show
not
for
because
kids.
like they'll cut people in half and they'll curse and
Well, Attack on Titans apparently is PG-13, but they're like, there's so much gore in that. I'm actually surprised they got away with that.
That first episode where like the Titan just picks up the mom and just bites her in half like a chicken tender.
Blood
yeah.
everywhere. I'm like, well, how
barbecue sauce
PG-13?
all dripping. Yeah, and all of them are naked for like
Well, but they don't
Actually-
show anything.
yeah, right. Yeah.
yeah, I'm still processing what do I think about One Piece, and
One Piece,
ashamedly maybe I'm saying if it comes out with a season 2 next year, I'll probably watch it, at least begin it watching it. Do I think it's good? No. But I mean, is Trailer Park Boys good?
Oh.
Yeah, right? Not in a traditional
that's-
sense, no.
It's tough. Yeah, well, honestly, I would say yes.
Is
for-
it all right? Is Trailer Park Boys addictive to watch?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is it good?
Yes.
Is the production quality good?
Surprisingly for what it is.
No. Don't say for what it is. Compare it
Well,
to
so, like,
Avatar.
that's part of like what Trailer Park Boys is about, is like the fake media aspect to it, like it being a fake documentary.
That's just making excuses for poor production quality, and they don't have to.
I don't think it is. Like
Is
Blair
the
Witch Project,
dialogue
like
good?
the whole point of like
No. Is the acting good? No. So why do I like it so much?
Absolutely.
Why
Yeah,
did
no, I
I
think
why
the
did I watch
dialogue is
15
great.
seasons of it?
I don't think that
No.
it's educational Shakespearean shit, but I do think
not
that it's
good.
like some
It's
Canadians
never going to
that
be
get drunk
selected
all day in
for
a
any
trailer
kind
park.
of. It's never going to be an Emmy or award winner.
No, absolutely not.
It's not good. It's not like Saving Private Ryan. That's good.
It is not the
Okay.
same type of media.
It's not even in the same ballpark of The Expanse for production quality.
They are not. None of those are in the same type of media.
Okay,
as
but you can
each
still
other,
have
though.
the same. That they're still cinematic things that have dialogue, cinematography, music. Trailer Park Boys is trash. It's the trailer park of
and
media,
that's part of why it's perfect.
okay.
Like,
does it appeal
that
to you is a whole
exact, like,
different thing.
dregs
than
of
is it
society.
good, right? They're two different questions, and then it gets into does it have to be good for you to watch it? The answer is clearly no. And
Good
so,
is an opinion, though.
okay, but to the well, I mean, there's some objectively bad things about Trailer Park Boys when you start talking about dialogue, when you start talking about cinematography, when you start talking about these units of measure
choices that they made in the production, which I think is part of the point, though.
But okay, all I'm saying is that there are some objective measures in which Trailer Park will be specifically excluded from that, and I think to that same extent, so will One Piece, and to the same extent that I can't explain why I love watching Trailer Park Boys. I'm not going to say I loved watching One Piece. I wouldn't say that at all. I don't even know that I would recommend it to either of you to watch. It was a curiosity.
Yeah.
I won't watch it because I don't like One Piece. I think it's one of the dumbest animes ever created. I can't believe it's actually like high up in the list. It's a stretchy guy. Like I just don't understand.
Right, yeah. I would never have watched it if it wasn't such a successful TCG.
That's interesting. I don't know if that would have affected me whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Okay, I thought it would be like an interesting topic to bring up, at least here in our
massively successful anime. That should be the one reason to watch it, is because the anime is like very widely known as like a very good anime. People say. I don't get it. I mean, to each their own.
How many?
I'm just saying that's why I watched it. I thought it was a curiosity, especially somebody like me that I don't think either of you would have predicted.
There's over 1,100 episodes of the anime. Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah, it was very difficult to even try to find. Oh, where the hell do I watch One Piece? I didn't know it was on Netflix.
That's insane.
I can tell you that Attack on Titans is also known as one of the best animes created in.
I have been very curious if Magic's going to come out with an Attack on Titan set.
Attack on Titans would be a very good set for Magic.
Probably not. I don't think they will, though, Bob. Just specifically because they've already done some work with Weiss Schwarz, and Bushiroad's really good with their IP collections. So usually if they get it, nobody else really does. I was watching Final Trade or somebody talk about this. Pretty much every Secret Lair or Universes Beyond product that we get is from Universal or Paramount. Across the board, almost every single thing. I think there were like 2 Secret Lairs that were not specifically part of Paramount or Universal Studios holdings. So it just seems as though those are the people that Wizards of the Coast is doing work with. Very interesting. There's some really great content creators out there.
I honestly wanted to say that, I had something positive to say about my experience, my interaction with the bundle. And I wouldn't say that I necessarily got great value out of it, but I don't feel like I got a proctology exam over it. The collector pack was terrible. We got like no value out of that. The best card in it was like a Borderless Winds of Change, which I want to say is like maybe at best like a $9 card out of what you could easily say is a $40 collector pack. Not a great feeling there. But I was pretty happy with a lot of it. I did get some cards I was very interested in. Something that's like just a 50-cent card, I think, is one of the Bant land that you can pay 2 to return a tap creature to your hand to put basically an extra land into play. It's like a ramp land if you think about it. I was like, it's a ramp land built into the land.
Interesting.
Right? Like you straight up get to put more land into play. So long as you got 2 lands in play, and it's a tricolor. Now it does come into play tapped, and you can only do it as a sorcery. But you see, you're kind of low on lands. You need a color fix. You got 2 mana on the board, like a Soul Ring and a land, and you get a creature out into play on turn 1. You attack on turn 2, tap your Soul Ring. Put your Bant land into play tapped, and now you got 3 colors, 4 mana. Plus, if you got to put another land into play that turn, you got 5 mana. Like it's not terrible in my opinion to have. Like I looked at it thinking about the mechanics of it, going, And for whatever reason, I don't think all the rare lands. Can we bring up the rare land cycle here for Spider-Man? I'm not sure how to do that.
I got an idea.
Marvel Spider-Man. I want to look only at the product type card.
Land and rare.
Yeah. There are, but they're different. I don't think it's like a cycle. Because I got another rare land that's not the same.
Nah, it's 2. It's just Oscorp Industries, which is
Not
blue,
the one.
black, red, or Urban Retreat, which is green, white, blue. And then you have Universal Passage, which is the choose one.
Can you bring up that Bantland, that white, blue, green, just to have like a visual of what I'm talking about here? And you know, like I looked at it at first, going, "This is terrible." Tap another tricolor, tap rare land, boo. And I think it's like maybe $1 card, and that's I'm sure it'll get down to like 25 to 50 cents.
No, it's 61 cents.
Okay, 50. I said 50 cents, 60 cents. Sorry, but I think that's we're close to release, so that I totally expect us to drop down in like that bulky 25 cent a piece. But it's the card itself.
This is not a great chart.
Yeah.
Pat, do you have an HDR monitor?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I have 2
I
HDR
noticed, like, they
monitors.
click on stuff. So if you could like just right click and view that in another tab or explode it somehow.
Urban Retreat.
Like, it's not great. Don't get me wrong. This is no Cavern of Souls, or you know what I'm saying. It's not that. But I didn't know this card existed before. I pulled it. If you want to go look at the text on it.
Oh, is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that awesome line of it comes into play tapped. It is a rare land, as you can see. So it's not. I feel like this should have been an uncommon, and they should have done a whole cycle of them. But you see that right there? Return a tapped creature you control to its owner's hand. So let's say they even tap down one of your creatures, one of those enchantments that taps down your commander or something.
Yeah.
Now you even have an ability like, okay, cool. I can actually return something to my hand that they've tapped down, or, I've already attacked with it this turn, and I want it to return to my hand anyways, just for ETB effects. Like,
The stipulation that it has to be tapped is a little annoying.
it is, but what I'm saying is this is not a terrible land. Would you both agree with that?
It's niche, so yeah, not terrible.
I would agree.
I can see some value.
Decks. Yeah.
Do you see the ramp in this?
It's probably a true lane card.
But it's like a sneaky ramp. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even think of other lands that are essentially ramp lands unless you talk about like Gaia's Cradle or something
There's
of that.
There's the phase land, isn't there? Doesn't that you can just pay for it to go into play? MTG.
Anyways, I thought this wasn't terrible. I kind of wanted both of your takes on it. Do you see what I see?
Talon Gates of Madara. You could pay 4 mana, put Talon Gates of Madara from your hand onto the battlefield. So that's definitely abilities like this.
So I don't like this card because I'm pretty sure it's going to follow the restriction of still 1 land per turn, right?
No. Wait. You changed.
Why wouldn't rules still apply?
You know what, this specific card or the previous card?
This card.
Yeah. You still have to. Playing the land still requires you to have a land to play or a land drop to play that turn.
Right. So this does not ramp where the other one does.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this also makes Faithless Looting very good.
Okay.
Like already as good as already better than it. Like discarding a land to Faithless Looting sometimes is a little annoying because you're like, I don't really want to discard 2 cards. It sucks a little bit, but those lands, Mayhem, discard decks are gonna fucking love those lands. I think those lands are more playable than the tapped creature thing. I think I think these are way more playable. They're both niche, but I think this is a little less niche.
Yeah, but this has flavor text.
I actually like the other one better. First off,
got
black,
Spider-Man
red, blue,
parts.
not my colors.
It honestly looks like AI generated art.
But I would like to see a cycle like this that, you can ramp them out. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, sure, if they're all going to be tapped, have some color fixing, maybe 2 color, have it, other effects. Because I think that's powerful to be able to return a creature to your hand. To bounce something with an ETB, that's powerful.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I think this is, I think it's a really strong land in my opinion. Now what I don't like is that it doesn't have land types. If they had put land types on this, oh, that really changed the power level of this card.
What? Why?
Search
To be able to go search for a land so you can bounce a creature and ramp out more land.
especially if it were a forest.
Woo!
That's not how that works. This, in order to use this activated ability, this card needs to be into your hand.
And if you go fetch it, it's in your hand.
No, if you go fetch it, it's on the battlefield.
Sometimes.
No, you can go search for cards and put them in your hand.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but it's way more like having to have the be a forest or whatever. I don't think that like it maybe opens it up a little bit, like a crop rotation. No, it's still what even goes and gets a non-basic
would get that to your hand. Gift of Estates is planes that would get it to your hand. There's a couple of shitty ramps as well in green that would say forest. Like 3 visits, I think, is what get 2 forests, 1 battlefield, 1 hand. Like
land
that would
is just basic land, so it won't work.
Okay. But there are definitely some cards that would work well in tandem searching for this if it had the land subtypes. But
I don't think so. I think the majority of the cards that would go search a land don't care about a land type. They just care that it's a land.
nah.
If I had to take a guess, I don't know. I based off of complete guessing, but
With a land type forest, yeah. So 3 visits specifically, yeah.
that goes to the battlefield.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you on most of them are to the battlefield. So for the most part, it would just be another thing that you could search for. So it'd just be a tapped tri-land, which is not out of the realms of being ususeful either.
Well, what I'm saying it having an ability doesn't make it. I mean, I guess it doesn't make it worse.
Right.
I just don't think it makes it clearly better. It doesn't need it, I guess, is what I'm saying.
At any rate, I would like to see the land types on it. I think it would make it more functional. But at any rate, I would like to see a cycle like this for all 10 of the color pie.
Pie.
With having the same ability?
Yeah. Well,
that'd be weird.
Maybe not, but all of them you could pay like 2 to do something to get it into play for ramp. Like, I think that's the most valuable part of it, to be quite frank. The most commonly going to be used is, I can get more land into play.
I just think there's way better ways of doing it than trying to use that land. In order to use it, you still have to have a tapped creature, and it's a sorcery speed. It gets so niche. I don't know. I'm not seeing the vision.
I'm not saying it's great. I'm saying I like it. I think it's solid. I think it's better than a lot of these other things that have been built lately. For lands. I like it better. I like the ability. I've always liked cycling lands. I got a land on turn 8. Fuck, I don't need a land. When you got 16 in play.
I also hate cycling lands. Like I think I've only cycled a Triumph like one singular time.
Yeah, I'm under 5 for sure.
Mainly because I go search them. Like I like that they're searchable. Them having cycling is so like not even secondary. It's like so like
so long as the cycling doesn't require it to come into play tapped, right? Like just having a land with cycling on it and as a regular comes into play untapped, just having cycling on it is just a fantastic ability.
Sure, it doesn't hurt it.
But
the problem is that there's so many lands that like those kind of lands, they just kind of get left with the wayside for me because I'm just like I can't, like I don't even know if I like a lot of these days I don't even run basics. Like why would I run a basic when there's dual lands? Like I just don't. There's like 8 dual lands. Like why would I ever run a basic? I mean, there are times where that bites you in the ass because of some players that play specific cards, but like with Path of Exile, you won't get a land. Oh no.
But or some of the things that just blow up all non-basic lands.
Yeah, well, you just don't play with those friends.
That's the solution to it. At any
Blood
rate,
Moon, fuck you.
I don't
We
know. I
actually
think
soft banned
there's a
Blood
place
Moon,
in the
a
world
card
for
like
it.
that.
I was pleasantly surprised with that card. I will put it in my Tulane deck 100%. Absolutely no doubt. You know, like I get now that that what is it, the Drifting Gin that you guys get to draw 3 cards from. Oh, hey, I attack, by the way, bounce it back to my hand, put a land into play. Hey, I'm going to play the Drifting Gin again.
Yeah, like I said, any ETB decks will probably play it. Like a Tulane deck, like that definitely would want to play it. It's I bet you if I looked on EDH Rec, what was it called? Refuge.
And I'm not saying it's like the end all be all. I'm saying is, oh, a card I didn't even know was in the set. I'm pleasantly surprised with it.
What the fuck was
Yay,
that
I
called?
considered that a win. So not all value, but I actually looked at the cards. Oh, we also got the what's the one that turns over into the Green Goblin 5-color?
Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
Norman.
So we pulled that guy. It was like $4 or $5, but that's how we got to the value that was, you know, close enough. I didn't even add it all up, really. Close enough to the value of it. And I like those Spider-Man lands, and I suspect
Urban Retreat.
over time, down the road, people that still love Spider-Man, and they're like, there are basic lands that have Spider-Man on them. I want to get those. And I bet those turn into like $1 to $2 lands eventually.
Oh, Miss Bumbleflower. I can see that being useful. Choco Seeker of Paradise. You
Yes.
get landfall triggers.
Because guess what? All those saga creatures are creatures. So they're either going to die in 2 or 3 turns, or, oh, hey, let me return the fat chocobo to my hand and play him again and get another 2/2 and reset the timer for 4 turns. Or
Obviously,
the
Amazing
Barts and
Spider-Man,
Boko
like
one
that.
that just blows shit up. If you play with that card, I have a Choco deck on Arena. Fucking love that interaction. Barts and Boko. And I have the traveling chocobos in play, so blow up 3 of his creatures, bounce it back to my hand. I play with that white one that lets you bounce a creature back to hand. Let me blow up 3 more. Like,
Wow.
dude, love that shit. And now you got a land that'll do that? Hell yeah. I gotta get that shit on Arena. I don't know what it would be called on Arena. Fucking the whole idea that you can't, that you don't have the Spider-Man cards. It's renamed some other shit.
Through the Omen Paths.
Whatever. God, that's so irritating. But at any rate,
Yeah, it's about time I get some food. It's
and I
already
was
pretty
not
late for
expecting
me.
to be.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it, even with she's like, oh, you got a foil hot dog cart. Oh, a foil bagel and schmear.
Foil Glizzy, hell yeah.
I'm like, yep. She really got a kick out of guy in chair. Like, the look on her face was priceless when she saw that. Yep. Oh, and the gallant citizen that's just like this dude in a spacesuit. It's like, what? At least we didn't get the professional wrestler in this set.
I mean, there's a card from. I was just coming across it from building a new deck. There's a card from the Doctor Who that's dinosaurs on a spaceship. That's a card.
Is that the one being sucked out the air vent?
I don't know. It's like it's like a triceratops like charging, and it has suspend. And every time a suspend counter is removed, you get a 2/2 flying dinosaur that has haste. And then when it comes into the battlefield, it gives all of your dinosaurs a +1/+1 and something else. I don't know.
Do you get to keep it, or it's only till end of turn?
Yeah, you get to keep it forever.
Well, that's actually not bad.
Yeah, I mean, for it's 5 mana suspend 4. It's a 7/7 Vig Trampler that gives all of your other dinosaurs you control +1/+1 in Vig and Trample, and then every time a time counter is removed, while it's exiled, you create a 2/2 red and white dinosaur creature token with flying and haste.
And they have that card now that moves counters of any type from one card to another.
There's actually multiple. I'm building a suspend deck because I built I custom made my own commander.
Ooh, are you going to put the Mox Tantalite in there then?
I sure ain't.
Why not?
Because fucking bad.
It has suspend counters on it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, here's the actual commander, and then you let me know if you can see why I don't care about that.
What are paw prints?
It tells you what it does. There is no symbol for a Phyrexian, a 5-colored Phyrexian symbol. It's basically a Phyrexian symbol, but it represents all 5 colors. So paw print was the only thing I could think of that. Like I created this card on a website called MTG Cardsmith. It's very good, actually.
Is it because you just don't want to have the Mox? There's a better card to suspend than a Mox.
I just don't need it. I would rather just suspend other things. Like, and plus, I would just play the Soul Ring. I don't know. I can see there being an argument that you would just want to play all the suspend cards because there's going to be strategies where like removing time counters does things for you. But there's enough good suspend cards that I just don't feel like I need to play it.
But here's the thing. It doesn't, that bend time doesn't apply to it.
Doesn't apply to what?
Says you may suspend a card any way or anytime this way. Once you do, you can't suspend a card this way. It naturally has suspend built on it, so I don't know why you could suspend 2 cards in that turn.
Well, yeah, but hit the second ability of this. Each non-land card in your hand has suspend 5. So like, it doesn't. I don't need that. I could suspend a Gilded Lotus. I could suspend. Like I need colored mana because everything is all about the Phyrexian of colors. Like the idea that it was like, what if Joy got completed, and now there's like a completed.
Okay, but
suspend
does
card
that overwrite the suspend 3 that's on the Mox Tantalite?
No, it just adds it to it. So I could either suspend it via the Exiled Architect, or I could suspend it via Mox Tantalite.
So in essence, the Mox Tantalite's a free one.
It is. I understand what you're saying. It is a free suspend, but I don't think there's going to be a reason for it. Like I just don't need it. There's just other suspend cards I'd rather have.
Okay.
Or like, it's a slot in the deck. It's not a freebie. It has to do something. Every card in the deck needs to do something, and I just don't think Mox Tantalite is worth it. Okay. That's the one that just gives 1 colored mana, right?
Of any color? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's like an Arcane Signet for free, but it takes, I think it's 3 turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think it's good enough. I'd rather just play an Arcane Signet, to be honest. I'd rather just pay the mana for it.
Okay.
Or even what is it, Chromatic Lantern, something like that, where like it turns the lands into the colors that I need. Because it still costs either cost life or mana. Now I'm very curious to see how this plays out because very technically on turn 1 you can play your commander and it's a 6/7 on turn 1. You pay 10 life, then you can suspend multiple cards, paying another however much life.
Hold on. How do you play it on turn 1?
You pay 10 life, or you pay 1 colored other mana. It's Phyrexian mana. You could just pay 10 life. It's just a 6/7 for 10. Or for 5 minutes.
I got you. It's just built into it up there. I got you.
Yeah, that's just the casting cost.
So you better have at least 1 mana. So probably more like
it's like a 1 mana 8 life. Yeah. But the thing is, the suspend 5 means that like if you spend another 6 life to suspend something, you're not getting that until 5 turns from now, which is a very long time. But I don't know. But like I thought it'd be interesting to run this card through ChatGPT. And like get its opinion on. I was like, if you were WotC's R&D, because they've like there's a lot of information about how they do their R&D. Is this card broken? Is this card balanced? And it actually said that this card was like undertuned, which I thought was interesting. So I'm curious to see how it actually plays out. I change the wording.
Like you play. I'm trying to think of like an optimal line. Like okay, turn 1 Forest Concordant Crossroad. 10 life, get this out, get 6 life back.
And then probably pay another 6 life to suspend something so that 5 turns from now, because the idea is you want to suspend as many things as possible because it gives it ward. I initially had it when ward was equal to the number of cards you have in exile.
For 0 is great because you get another one out there and it gives it more ward for free.
Well, yeah, I initially had it where the ward was equal to the number of cards you own in exile, not half, because I was like, it's going to be difficult to get things in exile. But then I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. If I go turn 1, Exiled Architect, and then suspend even just one thing, most likely, if nobody's going to ever have enough mana to ever kill it, because I'll always have the ward higher than they'll have mana. So they'll never be like.
But one suspended thing, this has ward 0.
Yeah, initially I had it as equal. It was not half. It was equal to the number of cards.
Okay, but with the Mox Tantalite, you could easily get that out and play if you have it in your hand. So then you could have 2 suspended cards on turn 1. It's got at least ward 1 on turn 1. 6, like an optimal. Have the Mox Tantalite because you can suspend it for 0 rather than paying a ridiculous amount of life, or and you got this guy swinging the Concordant Crossroad. I don't know anything else. It's a 1 casting cost haste giver on turn 1.
Not many things are, yeah. I don't even know if my group is going to let me play with this card. I need his own commander before, so like I feel like they're fine with me trying out a game or two.
Lightning Greaves 2.
Yeah, Lightning Greaves 2. So technically, you could go land, Soaring, Lightning Greaves, pay 10 life, equip it, swing for 6, get 6 life back, and then suspend a couple things.
You could suspend the Mox Tantalite for free also if it was in your hand.
You sure could. I thought about it. I just don't think there's going to be room. I mean, then again, right now I only have 50 cards in the deck, and
anyways, it was the first card that came to my mind.
Yeah, it's
like I can't think of many uses for Mox Tantalite other than something like this. That card just sucks. That's why it's always been a $10 card. Which one's less, Mox Jasper or Tantalite? Which one's
probably
cheaper?
Tantalite?
I bet Jasper's even worse.
Oh, they're about the same. Looks like about $11 for each of them.
Yeah, not surprising. That's how I see them both. I mean, I would put the Mox Tantalite in this one just because it's very. But I mean, that's that. What would it be? A Johnny deck at that point? You'd be a Johnny player.
Oh, I'm definitely playing a lot of Timmy cards. Or I don't know, Johnny. I forgot which one was what.
Johnny was the one that said it puts a lot of big cards in, right?
I've got Apex Devastator. It's a 10 drop. I've got Sphinx of the Second Sun. It's an 8 drop. I'm playing Summon Bahamut, 8 drop, 9 drop. I'm playing all kinds of fucking big ass.
You're not putting Consecrated Sphinx in there?
Maybe. There's still a lot of room left in the deck. I haven't quite. I don't know exactly how I want to handle the deck exactly. I'm playing things like where the fuck was it called? Amanatu's Augury. Omniscience makes sense. Wind of the Multiverse. Obviously, Paradox Haze is really good. You get double
Omniscience.
Oh. Yeah, Omniscience is really good. I mean, Omniscience is really good anyways, but
yeah,
suspending it for 5 turns once you get it, it's great. There are definitely ways to reduce the amount of counters on stuff. So that's the idea. Is like 5 turns is a really long fucking time, but there are ways to reduce that, and I feel like it's
okay. I feel it's going to be very clunky to try to pull off consistently.
I feel like your opening hand matters a ton.
Just
I feel like mulliganing is going to be super important. You're going to have to mulligan for like the very broken things, and you've got to survive until turn 5.
And realistically, it's not going to have much. It's not going to have very much built-in protection for a while, at least not at the start. So turn 1, you play this Swords to Plowshares. Fuck. Okay.
You cannot. They can't do that because you can bend time. You can in response. You can suspend the card, which will give it ward 1.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
you can only do it once per turn.
Yeah, Yeah, bend time is an activated ability. It's completely separate from the suspend 5 other abilities. You can suspend your entire hand if you wanted to. If you have enough life, you can do that. The bend time is a secondary activated ability that gives one card instant activation. Because normally suspend, you have to abide by the ruling of cards. So this allows. So the bend time allows you to
your whole
suspend any
hand
card.
go down to like 5 life or whatever.
Yeah, if you wanted to, you can suspend. You can go down to 5 and like suspend everything. It has however much.
I thought it was
you
saying you
have.
could only suspend using the 5.
No, the idea.
No.
Be,
You couldn't suspend a card on turn 1 with that first. Each non-land has suspend 5. You're not going to have 5 mana to pay for it.
Suspend 5 doesn't mean 5 mana. Suspend 5 means it has 5.
It's going to have 5 time counters. How would you get it into play?
The suspend cost of a card you own is 3 pause, which is basically 3 Phyrexian mana.
Or yeah.
So you would pay 6 life to suspend the card. So you're paying 10 mana for the commander, and then or 8 to 10 mana for the commander, and then another 6 life. Well, yeah, 8 to 10 life for the commander, and then 6 life for the card. And you can either do it at sorcery speed or instant speed, and you can only do it at instant speed one time, unless the card is actually an instant card. But even then, I don't know why you would want to suspend an instant card 5 turns from now. I mean, maybe, but probably unlikely. Yeah, if there's something like super expensive. I thought we played like some of the ultimatums because the ultimatums are very powerful and like they take a couple turns to set up. The biggest problem I think is, yeah, but you can still like plan for them.
I don't know many like very expensive instants.
In the deck so far, the most expensive one is 4. So yeah, I don't have that many.
About the highest cost I can remember on like an instant. Everything at like 5 and above seems to be sorcery. Yeah, I'm talking about like that final showdown, but I don't even know how that would play on suspend.
I initially was going to have every card, or I was initially going to say that like you can just suspend things at instant speed. But then I thought about how that would work out in gameplay. It would be like I play my commander, pass my turn, and then like just before you take your turn, you then would suspend everything all at once, and that's fucking boring. It's basically like a control player like waiting until the very last moment every single turn, never do anything on your turn. That's boring as fuck. So I'm like, I still want to have like some manipulation of time because the idea was that this Exiled Architect is like a 5-color Phyrexian Praetor that has the ability to manipulate time in bursts. I don't know. That was the idea.
Well, I hate to say it, but I got to hit the head, and it's getting late. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Time Capsule, if you're still there, whoever may else be in the audience, hopefully you've had an entertaining look at things tonight. Enjoy, be respectful, and thanks for your time.
Have a good night, y'all.
Later.
Peace, y'all.